Hello, hello. Right now it's 1:00 time at 3:01 p.m. in Korea, and it is January 30th, 2022. Hello, 1:00 time, 3:01 p.m. So I came here very suddenly because I actually didn't think I would do another live today, but I came here very suddenly because I'm like, it's almost 1:00 time. And then I'm like, I kind of feel like doing a live right now. And so here I am. It's not make my K-shop related, as you guys know. So that's why I don't tweet about it. But it's tea chatting with no description yet because I'm not too sure what exactly we'll end up talking about. But the first thing is that I know that we have to talk about first because I've been delaying it for so long is about that Rolling Stones interview. So once I see if any more people can join me on this live tea chatting, I'll start with that topic first, and then we'll see what happens after that. And so the drink I'm drinking today, I already drank most of it, but as you can see, it's brown. You can assume it's not coffee, so it's not coffee. So this is a Choco banana drink. Yeah, so it's like hot chocolate with like bits of banana in it. It's not bad. It's my first time trying this kind of drink in Korea. And I was thinking, is it just like a chocolate drink that's like banana flavor? That's what I thought when I first bought it, but there's actually real banana in it. So I was like, very interesting. It's very interesting and it's hot, so it's just nice to, yeah, just a nice warm drink this winter time. And then also on the cup holder, it says here in Korean. So the name of this cafe is called a Shiba Inu cafe. Like, I don't know, they just wanted the word Shiba in their cafe title, but also it kind of sounds like a swear word in Korean. So I think that's why Korean people kind of like it because it can mean like certain things. But anyway, so the name of the cafe is Shiba Inu, something like that. And then so it says here Shiba, a Shiba's a day, and then I love you. Isn't it kind of interesting? Kind of interesting. So I think because since Shiba can kind of sound like a swear word in Korean, so maybe it's saying like if you're having a bad day, if maybe you're having a bad day, but saying I love you to try to make your day better. So I assume that's why they wrote it like that. But then also to promote their cafe name, which is like a Shiba Inu kind of name. So, anyways, yeah. Yeah. Today's Sunday, by the way, January 30th, 2022 Sunday. I just have to finish lots of work still. So while I was like in the middle of like responding to DMs and doing work, and then I was like watching some shows, and then while drinking my drink, and then just yeah, I decided I want to talk with people today. And so yeah. So also it's Lunar New Year. Okay, if you guys didn't see it, I'm sure you guys did see it, but Guillaume wrote on Fan Cafe like a few minutes ago. So he wrote a nice message as always. Also, yeah, okay, but here's the thing. Okay, actually, we do have lots of things to talk about. So Guillaume wrote on Fan Cafe a couple minutes ago, and he wrote to our monbebe, which it can also mean like my monbebe. It's just like a thing. People are like kind of confused when they say our monbebe or our blah blah blah. It's just like a kind of like term of endearment in Korean, so you could think of it that way. So our monbebe. Everyone get lots of luck, which is what you usually say in Korea when you wish them into the Lunar New Year. So have lots of luck and have a joyful long holiday weekend. Yeah, go like spend it well and then come back. Kind of that's literally what he said. So just a very nice greeting to celebrate the Lunar New Year with us. And so Kyungwon posted on Fan Cafe yesterday, and apparently he went to his family house. At least it looked like it based on the food he was eating. So I'll show that to you guys if you haven't seen it. Right? Look at that. Look at that. That's definitely not their dorm. I really don't think so. It really looks like his family house. And then so yeah, this is the food that they were eating, which is yeah, in Korea, what you eat for Lunar New Year, it just depends on the family. Like, it's just usually just like any kind of fancy food. Of course, it has to have meat there. Like Korean people, they're all about meat, as you guys know with what MX always say about it. So of course, you always have meat there, but then you just like get whatever kind of food that you guys want to eat together and just eat a lot of it. And so that's what I do here with my family. But my mom is not a huge fan of meat, but she just cooks the meat because it's kind of like tradition. We should eat some meat, and so we eat some meat, but then she also like puts out a lot of vegetables, which I really like. And so yeah, I think I'm such a big vegetable fan because my mom also eats lots of vegetables. So yeah, that's what we're basically gonna eat on Lunar New Year, which is 2 days from now. So 2 days from now, that's when me and my family we're gonna just eat a lot here, and then after we eat a lot, then it's just a normal day. But then with Monster X guys, given Hyungwon went to his family house yesterday, I assume they're spending this weekend with their family celebrating Lunar New Year because maybe they have to work on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe I don't know. But I do know the Neighbor Now Midnight Idol show, they already pre-recorded the Lunar New Year special, which will be on Monday. So they already showed us previews of it. And then Idol Radio, they did say they are gonna have an Idol Radio show on Monday, but I don't know if it's pre-recorded or live. So I do wonder if Hyungwon has to come back to Seoul to work on Idol Radio, and so that's why he went to his family house for the weekend. We don't know, but I do think it's very nice that they're spending this, Lunar New Year, one of the biggest holidays in Korea. They're gonna spend it with their family and not abroad doing the tour. I'm still honestly very, very grateful that the tour was postponed, even though we don't really know why it was postponed, but just Starship being Starship. But I'm honestly like very glad they could spend it with their family this year for Lunar New Year. And it's the year of the tiger. If you guys were curious, it is the year of the tiger now. But personally, for me, I don't see the animal changing until Lunar New Year, which this year it's February 1st. So yeah, so right now I consider right now still the year of the cow. Right before the tiger is the cow, but then Lunar New Year, then I consider that the year of the tiger. But some people consider it January 1st like solar calendar. They think every year on January 1st, which was, a couple weeks ago, that's when the annual changes, but to each their own. So yeah, for me personally, I think I'm kind of like old school style. I consider the annual changing on Lunar New Year. So anyways, yeah, happy year of the tiger as well. And wow, okay, so some of you guys have come already. So Lulu, okay, I saw your messages and I was like, maybe I should do a live right now if Lulu is not asleep yet. I was also thinking about that, Lulu. So I don't know when you're sleeping, but please go to sleep anytime you want. But then maybe this live might be kind of short because I was thinking right at this time in Korea, 3 something p.m. Maybe not like most of you guys, I assume, should be asleep. But anyways, welcome, Lulu. Join as long as you can and go to sleep anytime. She says hi all. I guess people are too shy to say hi today. I don't know, maybe. Or I was thinking people are not really here because it's kind of nighttime for you guys, like the usual people that come talk with me. I think most of them are asleep. I think so. But also, I'm not tweeting about it. So I don't know if people get the YouTube notification, which is so sad. I don't know why most of you guys don't get the notification, but hopefully I'll fix that another time. But anyways, anyone who's able to join me now, lucky you guys got the notification and you're not asleep right now, which I still think is really amazing to me. But welcome again, Lulu. I will go ahead and start talking about the Rolling Stone article very soon then. Christina, happy to see you here as always. She says hi, loving these streams lately. Really? I mean, I'm not doing a lot except just talking with you guys, but I really just always love to hear that you guys enjoy talking with me because I of course really enjoy it too. So happy to hear. And then Lulu says, are you getting together on January 31st? Her family is getting together on that day. Oh, that also depends on the family. Yes, some Korean families as well. They would want to have the dinner before January 1st. I mean, Lunar New Year, which is on February 1st. So some people would celebrate before the actual day. But for me and my family here in Korea, we do it on the actual day. But again, it's up to every. So yeah, Lulu, you doing it the day before. Have a great dinner or whatever you're planning to do with your family. And Happy New Year again. Lunar New Year. Yeah, it's like so interesting. Like because as since we have the Lunar New Year as like kind of like I know we celebrate in Korea. I'm not sure about Japan. I'm not sure, but do correct me if Japan celebrates it. But I do know in Korea it's a big holiday. China, of course, it's a big holiday for them. But other countries, I'm not too sure. Singapore, I guess Singapore is right. Where's our Singaporean people here? But I think Singapore they celebrate it because I do know they can speak Chinese there. Hong Kong, of course, but Hong Kong, China, Anyways, yeah. Anyway, so we have an interesting growing up like this, the regular New Year and a Lunar New Year. So I feel like I celebrate the New Year for like 2 months, which is kind of cool. I personally like it. And so yeah, so Happy New Year for the next 2 months. And then finally, yeah, we'll get into like just the regular schedule of like every day is normal. Anyways, yeah. So Lulu, that's what I'm gonna do with my family here just on Tuesday, February 1st. Have a dinner together and that's it. But guys, COVID is still so bad here in Korea. So every day, as I kept telling you guys, keeps increasing. But today, which is Sunday, which means they tested people on Saturday for the numbers to come out today, we have 17,000 new cases. 17,000. Anyway, so crazy. But of course, everyone wants to hang out with their family for Lunar New Year. But of course, we're not going to have like huge gatherings. So, like me and my family, it's like, I think, okay, anyway, I don't want to share too much information about my family here. But, my mom, of course, and me will be one of them. But we're like super, super small. So it's not going to be super, what's the word? It's not going to be super big. And also, we all kind of live near each other. So, yeah, so I'm pretty sure we're going to be okay. And my mom has been staying safe, along with me, just making sure we don't meet lots of people or going out a lot. So yeah, I assume we will be okay. Surely when I take the subway, I'm not going to cross paths with a positive person. But even so, in Korea, it's mandatory for us to wear mask in the subway or any kind of public transportation. We always have to wear mask everywhere in Korea. So surely I'll be okay. And yeah, but still, it's worrisome. It's so worrisome. And guys, more K-pop singers are catching COVID, and I'm still shocked. Minhyuk has now crossed paths with 4 positive COVID people? And does he really still not have COVID? I don't know, guys. I feel like at any point he might have accidentally caught COVID. He crossed paths. He crossed paths with 4 or technically 5 because of knowing brothers. Like one guy there, he caught COVID. But guys, it's crazy. Okay, it's crazy how COVID is right now here in Korea. I'm just really glad MX and Wano are actually still okay. I don't know how, but I'm most worried about Minhyuk because he has crossed paths the most with positive COVID people. So let's hope he's okay. And then I want to assume maybe he's visiting his family, but I hope he's being careful. Like, I hope he takes the daily test, like the PCR test, whatever that's called, every day, just to make sure he really doesn't have COVID, because you could have no symptoms and have COVID, which is why I think it's spreading a lot in Korea, because people don't know that they have COVID and just going about their regular day, you know? So Minhyuk, I don't know if you're watching me, Minhyuk, I really hope you're being careful and taking tests, but also the rest of the MX guys, because especially Gion and Ian who live with Minhyuk, they should all take tests more often these days, since anyways, hopefully everything is fine. Let's celebrate the Lunar New Year with only good feelings. Surely no one will get sick after Lunar New Year. I really, really hope not. So everyone, as always, stay safe. Take care of your health. We still can't go back to normal, even though people are kind of acting like normal these days. But no, we cannot go back to normal yet. And I hope everyone just stays careful and healthy until who knows when things will get better. Yeah. Okay, so moving on. So NF, I feel like I saw your name before. NF, welcome again. Hello again. Cherry, happy to see you here as always. Okay, before I didn't really talk about the tea yet, so I'm really glad you guys are now joining now. And so the first topic we're going to talk about is the Rolling Stones article. So I'll get to that soon. Lula says it's Sunday morning for you. What? You? What, really? You usually stay up late. I actually got the notification after I started. Oh, good to know. Okay, so Sunday. Wait, what? I thought your time zone right now, you would be like in the middle of the night right now. What, Lulu, stay as long as you want. All of you guys to stay as long as you want, but go to sleep anytime as well. And of course, you can see this on replay later. So Lulu, always happy to see you here, and I'll respond to your DMs also later today. Mona, happy to see you here. I will respond to your DMs hopefully super soon, but just join me on this live chatting if you want to talk about these things with me. So hi again, Mona. Lulu says Japan doesn't. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so for anyone out there who bought the 10 photo book, at least you know I unboxed it. But also, I sent Lulu the code to apply to his video call. So the 10 photo book like code, I remember like the deadline is tomorrow. So if you guys have that code, the deadline is tomorrow to apply to that video call thing. But also it says here they will announce the winners on February 2nd. So Lulu, best of luck again. Please let me know if you win. But the thing is, it says here only 30 winners. I don't know how many people would apply, but also I wonder, will there be people that have multiple codes, and do they have a higher shot of winning? I'm not sure, but yeah, it's only 30 people can win, and they announced on February 2nd, which is the last day of the Lunar New Year holiday. Like in Korea, February 2nd, I still can't go to certain stores, the post office is closed, things like that. But Japan, you know, they said we'll announce on February 2nd. So I was thinking, do they celebrate Lunar New Year or not? So Lulu, thank you for confirming this. And so I wanted to believe it when I saw those dates for the video call thing. So Japan does not celebrate. I'm kind of surprised, in all honesty, given it's like a big holiday, you know, with China and Korea, and like we usually are similar with Japan, but I guess not really. That's a big difference that Japan does not celebrate Lunar New Year. Good to know. Thank you again. Singapore, that's right, Singapore, Malaysia, Vietnam. Okay, thank you. So those countries, they celebrate it. I did not know about Vietnam. I do have a Vietnamese friend, but I didn't I should have asked him. But yeah, Malaysia. I remember I have some Malaysian friends that told me about it. So Lulu, thank you as always for letting me know. And thank you. And for everyone else that didn't know, these are the other countries that also celebrate Lunar New Year. Yeah. Cherry says, Patricia says hi. Oh my gosh, yeah, tell her I said hi too, and that she'll watch the replay. Oh, good. And also, I need to talk with Patricia anyway. So Patricia, if you're watching this on replay, I'm gonna respond to your DMs. Wait, I think I'm waiting for your DM. But Patricia, I think I'm waiting for your DM about the last thing I said to you. And so I'm still waiting for your reply, and just respond anytime you can. So talk again soon. And Cherry, thank you for passing the message. Cherry says she's catching on some sleep. I assumed that. I was talking with her, which I assumed was not a good time for her, but she was for some reason responding back to me. And so yeah, I assume she must be sleepy. Okay, so I assume I'll get her message when she is more awake. Thank you again, Cherry, for the message. Thank you again. Lulu says Minhyuk is unbreakable. Maybe he is. Maybe he is. I'm setting my expectations kind of low, in all honesty, given he has technically interacted with 5 COVID positive people with no mask on, because they had to film with no mask on. I'm still a bit hesitant about it, but Let just prepare for anything, okay? Let's not assume like, oh my gosh, Minhyuk is like a robot, okay? No, like I'm pretty sure he's not, and also he cannot stay this lucky for this long, in my opinion. Okay, given today in Korea, 17,000 new COVID cases. So, so I'm still gonna hope for the best, but guys, let's prepare for anything. And Minhyuk, please stay safe. I hope so. Minhyuk, and Minhyuk, maybe take a break from working because he has to go to the military soon anyway. So Minhyuk, take a break from working. Stay safe. Don't catch COVID. Yeah, I hope for the best. Christina says Minhyuk is so lucky. I know. Hope he and all of MX stay safe and healthy. Yeah. So let me talk about that briefly. Is that I don't know if you guys saw the news, but the girl group Vivi, who used to be G-Friend members, they are Shinbi, Eunha, and Umji, these three girls. And so Minhyuk did a weekly idol taping with them this past Tuesday. And then it was announced Thursday. It was announced Thursday that Umji got tested positive. Legit, only a few days after she met Minhyuk. Okay, so I'm like, she most likely was contagious when they did that taping. And so yeah, so Umji got positive, but then today Eunha as well got COVID as well. And so she said, sorry, not she said, the news, the agency said that at the time when Eunha got tested, together with Umji, she got negative, but then Umji was positive, right? But then a few days later, Eunha got positive. And so I really hope Minhyuk is still doing tests just in case and being safe, and hope he doesn't spread it to like the members or his family or his friends. So let's hope he's okay. So I still think we still have to wait a few more days until we can really say he's okay. All right. So I really hope he's isolated. In all honesty, I hope he's quarantining himself, even though right now it's Lunar New Year. But I think honestly it's too dangerous for him to go see his family right now. But I hope we're the best. Hope we're the best. Minhyuk, I really hope you are still lucky and did not catch COVID. I really hope so. VKL, happy to see you as always. How are you? She says hi there. She's 1 a.m. 1 a.m. where she is, and she's still up. As long as I'm not disturbing your sleep, please go to sleep at any time. But hopefully this live won't be so long anyway. But welcome everyone who is able to join me for this tea chatting with my Choco banana drink. I know it's hot chocolate with actual banana in it. I know. So yeah, we are doing tea chatting right now, maybe for like an hour or two, please. Hopefully not longer than 2 hours, and then we'll all go do our regular day and go to sleep. Christina says, for me, it's midnight going into Sunday. Wow. But she always stays up late. Wow. All you guys are night owls. But to be honest, I'm the same. I really can't sleep early. As much as I want to sleep early, my body is just so used to sleeping late. And so I'm trying to change it right now. And like I always wake up late too. So I know that's another big reason why I can't sleep early is that I wake up so late. So, anyways, I wish us all luck that we can all get into good sleeping habits too. But regardless, sometimes a good thing is that you guys can join me on these lives when it's the middle of the night with you guys. All good. And let's get to tea chatting very, very soon. Christina says, I already read that. Sorry. VKL says, I would be shy to talk to Wano. Oh my gosh. Okay, first off, you love Wano so much, but I do understand it is very shy to like talk to your favorite singer. Of course, I was shy when I was first talking to Monster X and Gion, of course I was. But the thing is, like, I'm a very extrovert person, as you guys can see. I love talking to people regardless, but sometimes, yeah, with certain celebrities, like you always wonder what are they gonna react or talk about. And so I was thinking I will go ahead and tell that story here, SF9 story. If you guys remember me mentioning it last time, I will talk about my SF9 story here in this tea chatting live, so get ready for that too, because BKL just reminded me of it. So yeah, you really can't expect how singers will react to when you first meet them. And so SF9 was one I can't forget, but not for very good reasons. So we will talk about that soon. Lulu says it's 1:13 a.m. where she is. Okay, that's not super late, and surely I will end soon. Like this should not last for 4 hours. Surely not, or at least I will make sure it doesn't last for 4 hours. So I will make sure to go soon, so you guys can go to sleep soon. She said I'll be freaking out if she does win the 1 video call. Yeah. Maybe she will chat with him in Japanese because your Japanese is better than Korean. First off, Lulu, based on your name, I assume you're Chinese, right? But then did you learn Japanese or something? But you're fluent in Chinese, maybe? Are you? I'm very, very curious. But yeah, that's the thing. One knows Japanese. He knows more Japanese than me. I know like zero Japanese. And so anytime he speaks Japanese, I never understand what he's talking about. And so I assume, yeah, if you're Japanese better than Korean, I assume you should be okay talking with him. But then one knows English is not terrible. It's not terrible, but if you just use really simple words and simple sentences, I think he could understand you. But definitely don't say like anything long. But yeah, but given this video call is being done by a Japanese company, I wonder will they only have a translator from Japanese to Korean? So maybe you're still okay to speak Japanese, and then maybe there will be a translator there that could translate for you to 1-0. So yeah, but also Lulu, just best of luck if you do win. I really wonder if you're gonna win. But yeah, best of, and I did send photo books to other customers too. I hope they tell me if they ever win the video call. I would love to know any of you guys' stories if you win a video call with any MX guy or 1-0. And so yeah, that'll be later. I'll be waiting. So they're gonna announce it February 2nd. Oh, well, good luck to everyone. Stephanie, happy to see you here as always. But is it a good time for you? Is now a good time for you? Okay, Stephanie, nice to see you here as always for tea chatting time. And she says, I'm drawing something right now. I got a new art program, so I've been playing around with it. Sounds so awesome. If everyone to share your artwork with us, please send to me, and it will be in the next More One Hit Radio. But also, I still have not said your story about your accident. I'm like kind of shocked like that you're still okay. But yeah, I still am waiting for when I could do like more official More One Hit Radio and then share you guys stories and stuff, because I did have some people send me some stories, and so like not only Stephanie, and so hopefully we'll have some nice More One Hit Radio time in the future, like after Lunar New Year, most likely, and then going up to like 1-0's comeback. So much coming up, and so yeah. So until then, we'll talk about all those stuff. Lulu says you're right. Minyuk should take a rapid test before visiting his family. I agree. I really hope he does. I want to assume they will. Not only Minyuk, but I hope all the MX guys, because their work has to be meeting people and without a mask on, and so I hope all of them do. Like, Hyungwon right now when he's with his family, surely he took a test before meeting them. I really hope so. Yeah. And then Lulu says, yes, I took a couple years of Japanese. Wow. She can also speak English and Mandarin to him, but I know it's a total long shot. First off, do not try speaking Mandarin to Wano. I'm pretty sure he knows less Mandarin than Japanese. So do try Japanese. And also that's so cool that you know Japanese. And so yeah, and so good to know. And so yeah, I do think if you do win, I think you're better off speaking Japanese first, and then English only sometimes, but no Mandarin. That's my advice. So let's get into the first tea chatting time while I sip on my chocolate banana drink. Okay. The Rolling Stones article. Who here has seen it or read it? But the thing is, for me personally, when I saw it come out, and I was like, okay, yeah, it's a Rolling Stones article. Of course I'm gonna read it. But then I only got through the first 4 paragraphs, I think, because in the first 4 paragraphs, no, this is not really a spoiler alert, but if you guys didn't read it, so this is my only knowledge of it. So I'll just let you guys know my knowledge of it. In the first 4 paragraphs, I thought was fine up until they mentioned Ashy. So you guys know who I mean when I say Ashy, right? They mentioned Ashy. And the way they talked about Ashy was like he's the best person they ever met. I was like, okay, so I mean, like when I read that part, I totally got the sense that Ashy had a part in it. Before any article goes out, for USA things, I assume that Ashley first has to read it. And he's like, oh, can you mention me more, like, more cool or something? Like, I can believe it. Or if maybe the writer, whoever the writer is for this article, is trying to kiss Ashley's butt. That's probably another too. So, whatever the case is, it was totally on purpose, and I'm pretty sure it's not really like done in goodwill. You know what I mean? So just seeing that made me so angry. I was like, of course this guy would. This Ashy guy, and like he has people kissing his butt all the time because he has these good connections. And like the article says, he has luxury brand clothes all the time. So he's really rich, I guess. And so just trying to make him into this really cool guy. And he's like this manager for this big K-pop group Monster X. But yeah, no, I really did not like it, especially when the article should only be about Monster X, but instead, like, they decide to put in this great manager they have, and that contributes to Monster X success or something. Yeah, as you can see, yeah, it didn't make me happy. So I did not like that part. So after I read it, I was like, I cannot take this writer seriously. Whatever the other things this writer wants to talk about, I can't take it seriously anymore. So I couldn't read through the rest of the article, but I just try to Skim it. Yeah, I just skimmed it, like, trying to find, like, quotes of what, Monster X says, with, like, certain questions or something, so I try to, like, find those things, but he didn't really say anything new, just, I am being I am, like, I thought it was interesting the writer really, said in detail how the I am react and, like, talk to them, but I'm like, "That's totally what I am is," so I feel like the writer's just kinda surprised that I am acts that way, but that as we all know, that I am always acts that way, so I wasn't surprised about that, so I didn't think there's anything new from the Monster X guys, what they said, but I can't take this writer or the article seriously because of how they talked about Ashley. And so I'm trying to remember, like, do other articles do this? Like, not only in USA but Korea, do they talk so proudly about the company or the manager that has them? Like, do they talk so proudly about themselves like that? I don't think so. I feel like I've only seen it with Ashy, with articles that is like involving him and then Monster X, and like they really try to make it so amazing, how great they are. The company, I mean, but not really, promoting Monster X. You guys get what I mean, right? You guys get what I mean. It should be all about Monster X, but they care more about their reputation and like how great, Ashy is as a manager, blah, 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 things like that. Yeah. So yeah, so that's my take on it because I didn't read the rest of the article, but I personally don't want to read the rest of it and I can't take it seriously. So that's my spiel on it. But also a photo. So you guys have seen the photos, right? I've seen the photos and all of them were like normal looking photos. It's okay. But one photo in particular, you guys can assume which photo I'm talking about. It has Ashley in it. Okay. So Ashley is very clear in that photo and he's standing right next to Gian. And I was like, no, no. See, the thing is he's on the side, okay? They could have just cut him off. They totally could have cut him off as they should because it should only be showing Monster X, but they did not cut him off. They kept that photo and intentionally wanted Ashley in that photo. And so I was like, okay. And then to put even more oil in the fire, that there's a girl next to him. I don't know if you guys know this girl, but she's wearing a mask, so maybe some people don't recognize her, but I recognize her because she had like a really big thing that happened to her. That us Monbebes found out about her, but I can totally tell that that's her, and she of course is still working with Ashley because they're like the best of friends, and they did not care that she has this bad reputation with us Monbebes because they just just not have her go on social media, I guess. So like just have her working behind the scenes, but never do any social media stuff. And and they're like, yeah, it's okay. You can still keep working with us. But then I wonder if MX knows, how terrible she is, and also I don't know. I don't know. So that was yeah. So I wasn't happy to see either. But also another thing I wasn't happy when I saw that photo. They are in that huge big party, to celebrate the launching of the movie and the album, right? I knew it was like some kind of big gathering party, but in all honesty, I wanted to believe they were doing it as safely as possible, that maybe there wouldn't be that many people in there. But no, if you guys see that photo, is jam-packed, like how a rush hour in the bus or subway is jam-packed in there. No one, like, you are like close quarters with everyone. Okay, you're touching shoulder to shoulder basically, and most of the people there were not wearing masks. And this was in Los Angeles, and I assume Los Angeles has lots of COVID cases, right, guys? But how were they allowed to do this event in the middle of the night? Almost everyone was not wearing masks. Yeah, so I also was really, really upset seeing that too. And how the heck did MX not catch COVID when they were in this kind of party with wearing no mask on, with other people as well not wearing mask around them? Yeah, MX guys are the luckiest people I've ever seen in my life. No idea how they still have not caught COVID, but yeah, but seeing them go to a party like that, and definitely no COVID regulations at all at this party. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So as you can see, I really, really, really did not like that article, and they were fine showing that photo, even though it was like totally not COVID safe at that party, but they didn't mind it. They still wanted to post that photo. So yeah, I just wanted to. That's all the things that I could say, at least, because since I didn't read the rest of the article, but that's all I felt, in the beginning of me seeing it, and I couldn't go on anymore, and I'm still quite upset at Moss X in all honesty, because I mean, I know they sometimes don't have a choice when it comes to these things, but I just would have appreciated they could have maybe, I don't know, could they have really done something? At least wear a mask, but then I know that they were, drinking or like eating food and stuff. But I mean, I really wish they could have been okay wearing masks. Like being more willing to be like, oh, this is really not safe. Like we should all be wearing masks. But I guess they may either they don't have power or they didn't want to say anything about it. But yeah, so I'm still a little bit disappointed in them as well. So when I saw that article, I was also not happy with Monster X. Not only about Ashley, how I always don't like him, but I was also upset about Monster X too. So anyways, they're so lucky they didn't catch COVID. If they caught COVID after returning back from USA, I would have been more angry seeing this photo because I'm like, this is exactly how you caught COVID, because you were doing reckless things like that. But they got very lucky. They did a reckless thing like that, and they still did not catch COVID. Yeah. Anyways, I feel like just a very worried mother. Like even me wearing this fluffy coat, like I have nothing else that I can wear at this moment, like last minute. So even me wearing this fluffy coat, I'm like a very upset mother in some sense. But yeah, that's I don't know. I just hated that people really think that this pandemic is over when every day keeps getting worse. But we're not going back to living normal. I still don't know what's going on with USA. And ATs are still doing their concerts in USA like it's nothing. And then I also just found out they have fan signs as well, like in-person fan signs in USA as well. And everyone is fine with it. AT still didn't catch COVID. I don't know how. I don't know how either. But we'll see when ATs comes back to Korea and then do quarantine and see what happens. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. I think I've calmed down now. It's okay. I'm really glad to at least get this off my chest with you guys. And then now I'll see how you guys feel. If you don't agree with me, of course I respect everyone's opinion. So as always, tell me all you guys' honest thoughts, and let's get into your comments now. Okay. Stephanie says, not gonna lie, for a second, I thought you forgot about the story. No, don't worry, Stephanie. It's really hard for me to forget like certain things when I keep mentioning it. But then, of course, there are times when I forget. But no, I did not forget about it. It's just that I never had time in an official Mole One Hit Radio to be able to tell your story. So I still have not forgotten about it because of that. And so, no worries. And I really hope surely I'll get to able to share everyone's stories in the next More One Hit Radio time. And she said, where her time zone, it's almost 7:30 a.m. and she unfortunately didn't get much sleep. So her brain decided 3 hours was enough. I see. So you just randomly woke up now, but you don't feel like going back to sleep. Stephanie, just do whatever you want. Anyone here, of course, go to sleep anytime you want, and then we'll see you guys again next time. But Stephanie, yeah, hang in there. Cherry says the article should have been about Monster X, but really there is little detail about Monster X. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. That's another upsetting thing. So Cherry, thank you for letting me know about that. And that's why I'm not going to read the rest of the article. Yeah, that's okay. Joey, happy to see you here. We were just talking earlier, Joe, and I was wondering if you would have time to join me on this line. But yes, hello, girl. You too, and hi, everyone. You too. Hi, Joey, and we'll talk. Yeah, keep talking with me here. Cherry says, not really. I have never seen an article that talked about the manager more than the group. Cherry, thank you for confirming that for me as well. Yeah, that's what I thought too. That's what I thought too. So I really think, Ashy influence and also people that want to kiss his butt. Yeah, kick his butt too. I wonder, I'm one of those people that want to kick his butt, but yeah, but many more people want to kiss his butt more though. So yeah, thank you for confirming. Lou says, I read it and wow, the Rolling Stones writer was totally kissing his butts. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Ashley's butt. I think they did that to get connections with Ashley's other artists. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking too. Because Ashley is still great friends with Starship. Starship still loves Ashley. At least that's what it seems like, because they were willing to do lots of things with him. So yeah, so he's gonna get the other Starship artists, and who knows who else he's gonna get later. But yeah, totally kissing his butt, and Starship might be one of them. Like they really like Ashley's work and his money and connections, and that's why they keep wanting to work with him, because Starship, as we know, they're also just as bad. So yeah, I really hope MX are not like Starship or Ashley, and they never want to work with him again. I really hope not. But I do wonder that they had lots of fun in USA, but I'm not too sure. At least from what I can tell, when they do the V Lives when they're in USA, like of course they say it was really great, like meeting fans and doing Jingle Ball. But then other than that, they don't talk about like other things that was nice. I mean, they had that like day off when they were like exploring, like when they're Washington DC and Miami. Of course, they enjoy doing things like that. But then regarding like how the company is, like their work and like how they get treated and stuff. They don't really talk about it. But the one key thing I realized is that Juhani says, wait, he got a question from a fan saying, "What was the best thing you ate in USA?" And he said, "The best thing I ate was ramyeon." But I was like, "Ramyeon? But we have that in Korea. I mean, why you should, wasn't there something in USA that you ate that was really good?" But he said, they didn't really eat a lot of things that was actually really amazing, but just the ramyeon that they had, in USA, which I assume was like packaged ramen or something, because there's not many USA places that actually make ramen. You know what I mean? So it must be from a package. And so he said, like, yeah, so that was actually the best thing he felt like was one of the best things he ate in USA was the ramen, but everything else like didn't match to that basically. But that so that's saying a lot in my opinion. So he was very brave to say that, but I took it like underlying meaning, like, oh, I don't think they really had a great time like eating a lot in USA. And so makes me think maybe the management in charge of them, who is in charge of catering and food and stuff, right? Or then maybe there's lots of times they had to buy their own food, like use their own money to buy their own food, which they shouldn't be because they're there working. So the company that is paying you to work in USA, they should be in charge of like your hotels and your food and stuff. But I think maybe they went cheap with them, maybe. So maybe they just like bare minimum, like just get them the bare minimum food. And so maybe the ramen was actually the best that they ever had, which is saying a lot. You guys get what I mean? So yeah, just based on when I heard Juhani say that, I'm like, that's very interesting. So anyways, it gives me hope though that maybe they're not very happy with how the company manages them, especially when they have an overseas schedule like that. Yeah, yeah, just food for thought. Stephanie says, "It's always annoying when that Ashy dude is mentioned. I dislike him for so many reasons." Yep, same, same. And also he was shown in the movie. I don't know if I mentioned about that. Did I no, yeah, I remember I did a live when I talked about my review about the movie, and that yeah, I was not happy seeing him there, of course, but at least I was prepared. So again, thanks you guys for preparing me for it. But I thought it was not necessary to see him there. It really wasn't. Like, I think they tried to make it seem like it was natural because they also interviewed the choreographers. But I thought that was nice because the choreographers has known MX for over 10 years. They basically knew them ever since pre-debut. So of course, yeah, interview them because they know them very, very well. And then they also interview like the concert coordinator person. But she also worked with them for a very, very long time and should yeah, so I felt was necessary. But then the interview with Ashley, I just felt like because he made this movie happen, that's why he did the interview. That's all it was. But he, of course, did not contribute to MX success or even saw them grow up, like how the Korean staff, that they interviewed, how the Korean people, saw MX grow up and like they had more things to say about them. But then Ashley's like, you did nothing for Monster X. Like, why exactly are you don't need an interview, and anyways. Just have to calm down. I'm trying to like anytime when I feel myself rile up and then I need to try to calm myself down. So yeah, Ashley is that kind of person I guess that he anyways, I'm glad you guys agree with me. I know there are some people that probably don't mind Ashley, but then maybe because like they just don't know these other sides about him. But I don't know. Okay, to each, but at least everything that I see from Ashley, at least from the media point of view, and then also how I see MX interact with him, and then the way that he works and how he interacts with fans. Like I just noticed all those things about him, and everyone seems like they don't like him, and so that's why I don't like him too. So I just want to keep that in mind. Why I have this opinion about him is that everything I see about Ashley has always been not good. And then also from this Rolling Stones article, why did he have such a big part in this article when it should be about Monster X? That's just showed to me Ashley wanting most of the attention for MX credit, which is terrible. So let's move on. Okay. VKL says no, but if Starship doesn't proof the article, and I don't think they do because the articles are in English. Oh, the thing is, I want to believe Starship has people that know English in their staff. That's the thing. But I assume maybe they just trust Ashley, like whatever article he puts out there, that they trust that it's okay. But I want to believe Starship should review the articles. They should. If they don't, then that just proves Starship is just a terrible company. But yeah, but anyways, they approved of it. Like, I want to assume they always want to check the articles. What if they mention about Wano? Okay, come on. I want to assume they do review the articles because what if someone mentions Wano, but it's like, oh no, you need to delete this part about Wano, So Starship, of course, would want to check things like that. So I want to believe they did at least check things, but they didn't really say anything about the part about Ashley. Maybe they're like, oh, Ashley wants to talk about himself. Okay, it's fine. Like, Starship doesn't care. It's just as long as Wano is not mentioned, none of the members talk badly about Starship, and I think they just check that, and then it's good to go. Yeah, I assume. Yeah. Um, VKL says Ashley is the final say, so of course he is gonna pitch things about him because there is no Starship representative to make sure the artist MX stay in the forefront of the article. Right, right. I do not think Starship has a rep that does that. That's right. And so they kind of like left that to Ashley and just yeah. I do agree on that, VK. I think that's what happened. Lulu says the retelling of the marketing people totally ignore. Oh wait, I just missed your comment. Oh no. Oh, where'd your comment go? Okay, Lulu says the retelling of the marketing people totally ignoring Monbeb's anger over their lack of proper promotions and posting random things because they thought it would be cute for the fans. Okay. Really? That's what happened? They wrote that in the article? Okay. Okay. Yeah, yeah, just a mess. And also, they now that you just remind me, like they keep doing it on Monster X Twitter account. Like every day we get a new tweet about the Dreaming album, and I'm just like, the Dreaming album has now been released for like 2 months now. I don't think you had to promote it so much more than you already did for like the first couple of weeks. So I don't know why they're still tweeting about the Dreaming album. That's still a big mystery to me because Starship does not tweet this much when it comes to Korean comebacks, as you guys know. So I don't know why they allow the USA company to like be able to tweet this much. Just makes me think just Starship doesn't care as well. It's like, okay, yeah, you guys do whatever you want, but we don't care. Yeah, but I personally am kind of sick of those tweets now because I'm like, it's been 2 months. Why are you still promoting the owl? You don't need to anymore. So, and then also because MX can't go to USA anytime soon. So, like, if it was like during the tour, then it would make sense. But as you guys know, the tour got postponed and canceled. So, oh yeah, that's a mystery to me too. I don't know what's going on there. But again, just kind of makes me think. Yeah, as you just said, Lulu. Yeah, they think it would be cute for the fans. No, they don't know what the fans want. They never know what the fans want. Of course, and even when we tell them what we want, they don't listen to us. So yeah, you guys know the drill. Yeah, great fan. Long time no see. Hola, girl. She says, "Oh yeah." So back right back at you, Hola. And I don't know if you have to sleep, but happy to see you here at any time. Welcome again, Cray fan. And then VKL says, Starship needs better and more English business representative for the artists they intend to promote in English and Western media. I totally agree with you, VKL. So here's my thinking. In all honesty, VKL, is that given that Starship just joined Ashley's, just trust Ashley for everything and like join his company and like not really seeing other better people out there, is that my guess is that Ashley approached Starship first. Of course he did. I really feel like it. There's no way Starship actually found Ashley and they want to work with him. I'm pretty sure that didn't happen. So Ashley, seeing how big Monster X is in America, he's like, oh, I should approach them and see if they want to work with me. And so I'm pretty sure Ashley approached Starship first, and then saying his experience, he worked with BTS, blah blah. He has lots of money, he has this company, he has connections. I'm sure he like trying to make himself sound amazing. And Starship's like, okay, that's not bad. Okay, so how much money you want to give us? As you know, Starship only cares about money. So Starship's like, okay, how much money you want to give us for us to work together? And I'm sure Ashley gave them a really nice sum of money, and they're like, great, that's enough money for us to work with you. Let's go ahead and work with you. So my opinion, I don't think Starship ever intended to really become more influential overseas because they have never done that with any of their artists before. You guys know this, right? Starship never care about overseas. I feel like you guys get that feeling as well, right? So only because Ashley approached them, then they're like, okay, let's go ahead and do more of these overseas things. But then you can tell that Starship doesn't really care about it. They didn't have any say in like how they make the album, or like, um, and like trying to do more overseas. They don't even do anything of their own. It's just only the USA company just telling Starship, hey, we want to do this and this and this. Is this okay? And Starship's like, okay, yeah, sure. It's like Starship just goes along with it. You can totally tell. Like if Starship was actually doing it and they actually care about it, it would show up a lot more better than it is right now. You guys get what I mean? So I that's why I really yeah, just don't think Starship ever cares. And so that's why I only blame the USA company for anything they do in USA or overseas. It's totally only the US company doing it by themselves, and Starship just giving them the green light whenever they ask for their permission. And that's it. But Starship only cares about how they work in like Korea stuff and all these things. But then also keep in mind they have other artists in Starship as well that they have to care about too. So they only do one artist at a time. So they definitely don't have time to really care about MX other things besides what they do in Korea. You guys get what I mean? Anyways, this is why I hate all the companies that MX is working with. If they really renew with them, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Okay, I just, like, I don't know, it just makes me feel like if maybe Mos X gives up, that's kind of my feeling. If they do want to renew with Starship, it feels like them giving up because they don't want to like try and do something. They don't feel like they can do better outside of Starship, which is totally false. I mean, surely they know they can do better. Excuse me. Or surely they know they could do better than Starship, but um, yeah, but I don't know. But we all don't know what MX guys are thinking. Like I still don't. The only hints I get is that they always talk badly about Starship, so I want to believe they don't want to renew with them, but we still don't know. Anyways, yeah, that's my spiel about everything that their company does. And oh, someone just posted on Fan Cafe again. Who are you? Um, it's Jew Honey. Of course he would, guys. I always appreciate that Jew Honey. He these days he posts more than Gian. In all honesty, like Jew Honey is just he's so sweet. And so he wrote kind of a long message. So he wrote, oh, the weather today is quite good. Yeah, it is quite good today. I was curious about it, but I mean, I didn't go outside yet, but it's like clear skies and it's sunny and oh, maybe I should just go outside for like a walk or something. It looks really nice. So yeah, he's like, "Oh, so today's why is today's weather so good?" So Monbibit 2 is you guys think the weather is good too? Yes, yes, I do, Juhan, and you guys, yeah, I can vouch for you guys too. The weather today in Korea is really nice. At least in Seoul. So on this nice day, as much as this nice day is, I hope you guys get lots of luck. It's like the standard greeting for the Lunar New Year. So I hope you guys get lots of luck and this long Lunar New Year vacation to spend it well and to eat lots of good food. Yes, yes, as I told you guys, that's like the normal thing we do on Lunar New Year in Korea. Yesterday, knowing brothers, we could talk about that later. I hope you guys saw the knowing brothers things. I have a few comments about that. So yesterday, knowing brothers, did you watch that well too? Yes, I did, you honey. And then he says, um for the knowing brothers production staff, he said thank you to them for making for filming it very fun, like it was very fun filming it. He's like saying thank you for that. But oh wow, but he said on that day, right after they finished Knowing Brothers recording, then he had to do Idol Radio. Must have been so exhausting for him, given they were doing sports things, and so he was like ha 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 ha. So it was not easy, yeah. So he's like saying yeah, it was not an easy day for him, that's for sure. But Monbebe watching um but for Monbebe to watch it, so he's saying like for the work I'm doing because Monbebe are able to watch it, like anything is possible. Like he's just saying like it doesn't matter like if it was hard for me, but at least for Monbebe to watch it, like that's worth it for me. It's like he's saying like that kind of feeling, which is very sweet. And so saying that that's possible for him to do even though it was tiring. And so anyway, and then he says anyway, today too, be happy and byung. What when did they start saying that? Okay, that's kind of recent of them saying byung, but then it's not very I don't know, it doesn't seem like them. That's like very weird for them to start saying that. But that's just as a cute way of just saying bye. But then I realized they started saying that after the Universe app was made, and then they started using that in Universe private messages. And then Juhani wrote it here in Fan Cafe. It's just really unnatural, in my opinion. It's kind of unnatural, just weird. But anyways, yeah. So that was Juhani's message for today. Just sending us greetings for the Lunar New Year, which is very sweet. Let me calm down again. Let me get back to your comments now. So Christina says, as a year-old Moonbebe, I really don't know the story behind Ashy. Okay, okay, but I hope you at least got some of the information, at least what I know, and what other fans here know, because I've been a four-year-old Moonbebe, and that's what I've seen so far. Actually, Ashley wasn't part of the equation until like end of 2018. So I was like right after I became a Moonbebe, and then just seeing him randomly come in end of 2018, I was like, weird. Yeah, yeah. So, anyways, she says, I just know that we don't like him. Yep, yep. But he does seem really unlikable. I just don't know the details. Got it. So I wish I could share about some details with you, but I just remember is that whenever I saw him together with MX, is that he always is like really close, like proximity. So he's always standing close with them, and then he just doesn't seem professional to me. It's like my first intuition. That's what I mean. So when I first saw him like hang out with Mos X when they went to go visit USA, just he always gave me a bad vibe. So that's personally for me when I first saw him. I'm like, who is this guy? But then I didn't like that he was always together, like very close together, proximity with Monster X. Like anytime they went anywhere, he was always like really next to them. I'm like, not even the manager stay that close next to them. I'm like, who is this guy? Why is he always standing so close to them? But then, even if you are a manager, you give them some space. Okay. So I just felt like he was like always like super close next to them. And I'm like, I don't know. That just gave me a bad feeling. But also his just how, my intuition when I saw him, I'm like, I just really wonder what kind of guy he is. And like it just feels like he wanted to get, some kind of attention. Like I just felt like he wasn't really a professional. Like he was just there like trying to like, be important or something. But then later I find out he's actually their USA manager kind of thing. And like he's connecting them to do all these interviews and the USA company. And I'm just like, okay, so he's actually kind of important, but then why is he looking and acting like he's not really important? You guys get what I mean? Like he's like always like trying too hard whenever I see him out there. And then he would try to be in the spotlight together with MX, like when they were filming something or taking a photo. He would also try to be in there. Like he wouldn't like stay behind. He would really want to try and like kind of photo bomb most of the time. So I just always had a bad impression of him during these beginning days. So then later on, and then especially after 10 left, I was like, okay, there's more things because like All About Love came out like 2 or 3 months after Wano left Monster X, but his voice is still in the songs, which I appreciate. But then the thing is, they never mentioned about Wano again, even though his voice is in the album. And so I just felt like, okay, Ashley, you're just like Starship, you're gonna follow whatever they say, not mention Wano. And so I always had a bad impression with Ashley after All About Love that he, never acknowledges Wano as well. And so I was just like, yeah, so then you're nothing to me, okay? So I was like, he's nothing to me. And then I remember when Monsta X was performing something, like the guys, like it was caught on camera. The guys were asking Ashley about something, and then Ashley like didn't know how to answer them, and then it made the MX guys like confused, like how does he not know? He's our manager, but he doesn't know these things. It felt like that kind of situation. And then I am for sure he was performing on stage, but he looked at the camera like he was super angry, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not surprised. And so as much as I want to like see how exactly the USA company works behind the scenes, but from everything I see so far, at least outside, even though we can never know inside what exactly is happening inside, but if what we see outside doesn't look good, it most likely means inside is even worse. And so I'm very curious how much worse can it be inside, but I can imagine it must be pretty bad. And so yeah, so that's my kind of like vaguely vague summary of how I feel about Ashley, and I want to assume other Monbibis and Weenies agree with me, but yeah, he's just never gave us a good impression, and he also still does not even acknowledge fans or listen to what fans want anyway. He only does what he wants to do, and he wants to put himself in the center of it and get attention for it. Yeah. Anyways, Jew Honey just posted on Instagram. He posted these 3 photos, and he wrote in here, have a good long Lunar New Year holiday vacation, like spend it well, and then he hashtag about knowing brothers. Okay, yeah, because this is when he was in Knowing Brothers, as you guys can see. Yeah, super cute. We'll talk about Knowing Brothers in a bit. Cherry says they did not need a photo of Ashley in that article. That's what I'm saying, girlfriend. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but they intentionally put that in there, and also like just that whole photo, like also not COVID safe. Just I hate that photo. Yeah, or his name in it. That's exactly what I'm saying, Cherry. That's exactly what I'm saying. This article was not really to promote Monbebe or Monster X. Why did I say Monbebe? Sorry. So it was not meant to promote Monster X, even though it is supposed to promote Monster X, but it was more so to get Ashley and his company the attention, but using Monster X name with it. You guys get what I mean? That's also why I hate them so much. Lulu said, "Oh, their article written in Quem, which is from Brazil. Yeah, yeah. Oh, a Brazilian magazine. Yeah, has Monster X on the cover. It was more in-depth article, and believe or not, they mentioned Wano leaving the group. Okay, here's the thing. I tried finding that article, but the only thing I found was just a brief summary and then a video of their interview. But then the video, the quality is not good, and then they put only Portuguese subtitles, I assume, and so I couldn't even hear them well because the video quality is bad. So then wherever that article is, I'll try to find it later, but that is really good to hear. And I want to assume Ashley was not mentioned in this article, right? Please, I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. They would not mention Ashley in there, but interesting they mentioned Wano leaving the group. So I wonder, the star should not look through this article. Huh. But then the thing is, it's true. He did leave the group, so I think that's okay to say that. But then, okay, we'll say that for another time. Cheer says, it was supposed to be an article about Monster X. Ashley really makes me want to roll my eyes at him or even his mention. I'm the same. I'm the same. That's why I knew this was going to be a heated topic for us talking about the Rolling Stones article. But yeah. I'm the same. Like, I have never seen Ashley in person, and I hope I never meet him in person because I feel really sure he's gonna offend me most of the times, that he's gonna make me roll my eyes, and I can't hide it when someone makes me wanna roll my eyes. So, like, I'm sure I'll offend him because he'll make me roll my eyes, and, yeah, yeah. Um, Cherry says, "At Lulu, was the article good?" Oh, you see, yeah, yeah. Let us know, Lulu. Lulu says it was more well written, and the writer went into the deep connections with Brazilian Monbebe and Master X. That's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. And I wonder how this article came to be, and that Ashley was not mentioned in it. Interesting, interesting. Cherry says the one good thing about the Rolling Stone article is the shade that she was not. Oh, oh, I remember that part. I think that was one of the only parts that she was not introduced to the group at the beginning, and MX mistook the writer as a staff member. That's right. I appreciate her actually writing that. So that's one point for her is that she wrote that shade about it. But then I think she also wrote it in the way that made Monster X kind of charming. That like the way that I am responded to her is like, oh, I thought you were a staff. Sorry, that's why I didn't know that's why you were following us. But then also I did think was interesting that they allowed a writer to follow them in their whole journey, and that Starship allowed it and then was gonna write about it. I don't know. That also is a little bit suspicious to me. But anyways, yeah. So like yeah, Masa X didn't even know there was gonna be an article writing about them based on this person following them and like she's recording everything that they're doing. Shouldn't MX know about it beforehand? But they didn't. Do you think maybe like Ashley didn't get their permission at first for this? Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, just them being shady as always. I'm not surprised. So yeah, it makes me think maybe just Ashley just did this out of nowhere and then asked Starship about it after, and they're like, okay, yeah, seems fine. It's Rolling Stone, of course it's okay. Yeah, that's most likely Starship's side. They just hear it's from Rolling Stone. They're like, oh yeah, of course, Rolling Stone is fine. Yeah, just do whatever. I always feel like I know Starship well. I really feel like they would react that way. Hmm. Hmm. Lulu says the members talked about missing Shanu and why. I did see tweets about that mentioning Shauna and like how he gave advice to them and stuff. That's right. So that was very nice. Cherry says, I'm so happy to hear that. Same, same. Christina says, yes, I'm a fan of ATs. Okay, let me know what's been happening with them. And she says, I have been following their USA tour updates, and a few members were missing from some events. Their team says it's muscle aches and stomach issues, and they are COVID negative. Girlfriend, but then, because Christina also says, but I don't know. I'm just surprised none of them have caught COVID. Christina, thank you very much for this update because I did see those notices by coincidence. I don't follow anything by ATs, but they just get recommended to me for some reason. But I remember seeing how like some of the members go missing of the fan signs, but they still do the concert. Is that my understanding? All of them still can do the concert, but they always miss out on fan signs, right? I think that's really bizarre. In my opinion, that's very bizarre. And I assume you didn't go to their concerts, which honestly, I'm glad you're not going to their concerts because COVID is so crazy. And I really don't know how COVID safe are their concerts. But yes, so far I haven't seen any news about them catching COVID either. So I do think that's interesting. But yeah, but some members go missing from the fan sign, but then the concert is on the same day, right? But then they're okay doing the concert. How do fans feel about that? It's like, you most likely paid a lot of money to win this fan site, and then what if your favorite member is not there? But then you just have to be understanding about it. It's like, oh, what can we do? But then you see them be at the concert and they look okay. You guys don't feel like kind of offended in some sense, but then, like if they're really sick, they should not be doing the concert either. But Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So I find it interesting given that ATs have only been in USA for like 1 to 2 weeks, right? Only 1 to 2 weeks. And I remember they're only doing 3 cities, right? If I remember correctly, it's only 3 cities. But then why are they getting sick so often? Because MX guys, none of them got sick except Kyungwon getting shingles. But of course, that's not like such a big thing, except he had to be isolated because he was contagious, but then he was still able to do the concerts in time, but then thankfully Miami got canceled, so he lucked out of that. But um, yeah, makes me curious. Why are they getting sick, but then they still have not caught COVID? It's very bizarre and also kind of fishy. It is kind of fishy. So we'll see once they come back to Korea, which is very, very intense to check you to make sure you really did not catch COVID overseas. And so well, we'll see once they come back to Korea if really they're okay. Yeah. Um Lulu says, if you read the last part of the Rolling Stones article, the MX part is there. Oh, okay, okay. I'll maybe I'll check on that later for the last part of it. Cherry says, I feel like when Gion said that he had a bad, well, oh yeah, his skin, his face, his bad skin condition in USA. I think that didn't have a good diet and it resulted in bad skin. That's a good point. That's another hint. I forgot to like kind of realize about. Yeah, Gion said when he went to USA and he was staying there for, for about 2 weeks, all of them did, that his skin condition got really bad when he was in USA. But then I don't know if that always happened to him every time he went to USA. I'm not sure. But then he said at least this time, and also it's been a while since they went overseas, so I was thinking there's probably like lots of issues, and he's 2 years older than when the last time he went to USA, and maybe that just weaker immune system. I assume that's in getting used to being in Korea for so long, so when you go abroad it's like totally different. That's what I assume is why he had bad skin, his bad skin breakouts. But Cherry, that's a huge, huge point. First off, it's a new diet, totally different from how Korea is. Okay, Korean diet, USA diet, 100% different. So I do think that could have contributed to why his skin condition was a lot worse. But also, I don't want to think that they were eating a good diet in USA. I don't know if you guys have ever been to USA, but the American food is usually not good. Like you have to go find the places where they actually make it good, like organic, lots of healthy vegetables, fruits, and grains and stuff, but like nothing, So like I want to assume the company in charge of like giving them food, like they don't go the extra mile to buy them like all the healthy foods in America, but they could just go the cheapest route. And of course the cheapest food in USA are always not healthy, and so I want to assume in all honesty that they were not eating healthy, and that could have resulted in Dion getting bad skin. Yeah, I do think you're right, Cherry. Oh, Cherry says they did mention that he ate a lot when they went to a Korean restaurant, and I think that's when I realized they haven't had really good food. Again, that's another good point. You mentioned that, Cherry. I forgot about that. Yeah, so sometimes, yeah, they went to a Korean restaurant, eat the Korean barbecue there, and then they said that yeah, they ate a lot there because of course they missed their Korean food. It's their daily diet here in Korea, which I mean, they don't eat Korean barbecue every day. Who does? That's like so unhealthy, but it's at least more close to their Korean diet, their daily Korean diet than the USA food. And so yeah, I can believe it. I can believe it. So yeah, so that's why I had a feeling they didn't really enjoy their USA trip, in all honesty, because not only because of COVID restrictions, like I'm sure they couldn't freely go out or eat whatever they want, but they just had to eat whatever the company gave them. And I'm sure it wasn't healthy. Yeah. And then they got sick. Maybe that's how Hyungwon got shingles. That that just made me realize, like, I always was so curious, how the heck did Hyungwon get shingles, But then, excuse me. Let me calm down. But like it's very rare for someone who he's in his late 20s, international age, late 20s, and he suddenly got shingles, which they don't really know what exactly is the cause that you could get shingles, but just due to a low immune response and whatever and stuff, and which also makes you susceptible to catching COVID. But he didn't catch COVID, he caught shingles instead. And maybe it happened because they were in a poor diet, and then maybe that's why they kept trying to exercise so often, which I'm really glad they did. They always wanted to find the gym in the hotel and to exercise as often as they could, because yeah, they were not eating healthy. So at least try to combat it by exercising a lot. But still, diet is really, really important for your health. Like exercise is just as important, but good diet together with it, that's like the perfect combination. And so if you're not having a good diet, like it's like all down the drain. Yeah, but Keon still worries me these days. He still says that he only eats one meal a day, but it's like a big one meal a day. And then he also talks about how like he's so busy, like if he has a day full of schedule when he's so busy and he actually didn't eat all day. Wano has mentioned this before, when they're so busy the whole entire day and they actually didn't eat anything at all. Which is not good. So I don't know what they're doing in Korea too, but I don't think they're eating too well in Korea either. But at least it's better food than USA food. But I don't know. I'm That's why I'm still really worried about that. If they ever like try to I don't know. If they're not taking care of their body, then they will eventually catch COVID, sadly. So yeah. Yeah. Let's really hope they take care of themselves better. Please, please. And that no one gets sick. Let's hope so. Let's hope they just eat really good, healthy food. I hope Hyungwon at his family house, you better be eating vegetables, Hyungwon. I want to assume your family is feeding you vegetables. I really hope so. So yeah, hopefully they're all eating healthy but really delicious food. And for the Lunar New Year, and let's hope they don't catch COVID. All right, guys, let's hope for the best. Lulu says Ashley was interviewed and they mentioned Jack about Shanu in the document. You are exactly correct. It annoyed me so much whenever I saw him, and the reason why I would not buy it if they release it on DVD. You're 100% right. If they didn't do the live stream thing, I personally would have bought it on DVD because I want to see it eventually. But there's no way I could see it in the movie theater because of COVID, and so I would have bought the DVD. But thankfully, I was able to get live stream, and then I was able to get a video call with Gian, and so it was technically kind of worth it, I guess. So it was technically kind of more worth it, but definitely after I saw the movie on the live stream, I would not buy the DVD at all either. So yeah, no, thank you. No, thank you. I still have like a month left in my rewatch for the movie, and I still have said this before. I really want to watch it together with you guys, but I need to figure out how I can like stream it together with you guys and not do it illegally in some sense. I'm still figuring that out, but I have 1 month left. Wish me luck, guys. I can figure it out within a month, and we could hopefully have a dreaming movie party together. Cherry says Starship seems to have stopped caring about MX. Cherry, you notice this too, right? I mention this all the time. They really seem to stop caring about them. But let's think on the plus side. As I said before, they have not done any award shows ever since they came back from Jingle Ball. That's weird, guys. I still think that's super weird, but makes me think Starship doesn't care about them anymore. They're just only doing some variety shows, the radio show as always, and eventually I want to assume they're working on the album, but none of them have been talking about it in the radio shows that they're working on an album unless they have to be secretive about it. But none of them are like kind of hinting at anything like that. They're just doing their work as always, and then eventually they should be going to the military soon. The contract might be ending soon. We're not sure. So we're still waiting on things like that. Yeah, but definitely seems like Starship seem to not care about them, and that's another hint why I think they're not going to renew with them, but we have to wait and see. Yeah. Hold on, I need to deal with this comment here I just saw just now. Yeah, you guys know what to do when you see those comments. Lulu says, I've totally ignored all posts of the dreaming tweets. Glad you have. Glad you have. Like, I ignore them too, but I still get notified of Monster X Twitter, and so I'm just like, again, they're doing this again, so I feel like they're still gonna keep doing it for like what, another month or two. I don't know when it's gonna stop, but I'm legit waiting for them to stop, but they're not stopping yet. I have no idea what's going on. Yeah. Delarian, how are you, Delarian? But I hopefully I am gonna go soon. But yeah, but Delarian, hi again. She says, the short 8-minute video by Hayu on YouTube was more informative and more enjoyable than the dreaming. Get out of here. Yeah, I can believe it. I can't remember this video that you're talking about. I'm pretty sure I saw it, but yeah, I can assume they have done short interview videos that are way more informative than the whole movie dreaming. I agree. Yeah. Lulu says American food is so unhealthy. Got that right, Lulu. No wonder they had skin issues. I agree with you completely. Man, I'm trying to remember my days back in USA, but then again, I was young, so I lived my whole life in USA until I was 23. So, of course, I had skin issues but I felt like that was because of puberty. But then, I was raised by a Korean mother, and she would always cook us Korean food. So that's why, I'm really okay living in Korea. This is like my daily diet ever since I was growing up in USA too. So actually, yeah, so maybe that's why my skin was actually okay. I just dealt with acne that was like from puberty. Um, yeah, but I think I was okay. Thank goodness because of my Korean mom. Yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, but then when I moved to Korea when I was 23 years old, um, there was a time I had bad acne. Yeah, I remember in my 20s, there was a time I had bad acne, but I couldn't figure out why. I just assumed because my hormones were being weird in your teenage years until your early 20s. I just assumed it was all hormone related. But then my sister recommended to me this like ointment that she was using that she got from her doctor, and she's like, oh, I don't need to use it anymore, but it's really good, like maybe you should try and see if it works for you. I'm like, okay, sure, I'll try. And so I tried that ointment, and it miraculously like got rid of my acne. I was like, no way, this is crazy. And so my acne was gone, but I was like, oh my gosh, but do I need to use this ointment all the time? So then after I finished using the ointment, then I just try to take care, like cleansing my skin well, and like trying to find products that is good for my skin type. And so I'm still in Korea, of course, so I'm using only Korean products. And then thankfully, just after I finished using that ointment, then and with my skincare routine, I have not gone crazy acne like that again. So I don't know. So I still thought that was a mystery. So every person's skin condition is always, subjective. And like we don't really know what exactly makes you happen that way. But I do know genetics is a reason, but sometimes it's environmental factors and what you eat. And so what MX was dealing with Gian, for example, when he was in USA. But thankfully, he said after returning to Korea, his skin condition got better. Thank goodness. Like going back to Korean lifestyle, I assume. And he said it's not totally better, but it's definitely a lot better than how it was when he went to USA only for 2 weeks, right? Isn't that crazy? Only 2 weeks in USA and his skin, broke out like crazy. Yeah, I really want to assume environment and diet factor with USA. So makes me think I really don't want to visit USA anytime soon, but I won't anytime soon because of COVID. But I hope to visit my USA family eventually one day, but after COVID is better, yeah. Um, but yeah, but Lulu, okay, I was about to ask you, how is Canadian food? I have not tried Canadian food. I went to Canada once, Vancouver, but I was only there for like 2 days. So I only had, two, like just a few meals. Sorry, not even 2 days. It was only one day. I'm trying my memory. Okay, I visited Vancouver only for one day. So I technically only had one meal in Canada, but I just thought it was like regular food, but I don't know. Let me know, Lulu, if you're still here. I am curious about Canadian food. Joey says, "Okay, I was gone for a bit. It's okay. So sorry. Don't be sorry. It's okay. What did you miss? I don't know. What did you miss up until this point, Joey? But we were still talking about Rolling Stones things, and then I said we're gonna talk about Knowing Brothers soon. But then I also wanted to spill some tea about SF9. So after these two topics, and then I'm gonna go. So we're still not really done, but I still want to try and wrap it up as soon as I can. Delaney says, "Oh, we got bots." I know. I still wonder how they find me. I didn't even do lots of like writing in the title or description, but yeah, they always find us eventually. I know, but you guys know what to do when you see these comments. Lulu says, "No, there was no mention of Ashley at all in Quem. Good to know. Compared to Rolling Stone that wrote stuff like this. Good to know. You go Quem. All the props to Quem then. Okay. Uh, oh. Where did I leave off? Okay. Lulu says, at the center of their solar system, burning brighter than the band, is one man. Yes, I can't believe they wrote it like that. Oh my, wow, boils my blood, guys. But Lulu, thank you for reminding me. But that's for people to know why that made us so angry. Can you guys, and so yeah, their idiosyncratic and geographically ambiguous manager Ashley. No, I don't think they wrote that. Is that some of Lulu's writing? Because that seems, but I do remember. Yeah, they said something like at the center of the. I do remember them saying something like that. Just boiled my blood. Yeah, and yeah. Lulu says, who appears dripping. That I remember that part. Who appears dripping in at least three big name high fashion brands. This is what was written by RS. Okay, Lulu, never mind. I thought you were adding more things to it, but no, that's exactly what Rolling Stone wrote. Wow. I thought you were playing it up, Lulu, but no, that's exactly what they wrote. I thought it was. Yeah. Yeah. So if everyone can see, thank you, Lulu, for quoting so that people can understand why it made us angry. Can you believe they wrote that about Ashley when the article is supposed to be about Monster X? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Christina says, "Yeah, no, I haven't gone to AT's concerts, and I think that's a good decision. But she's just so worried for them. I would be worried about them too, like how I am for Monster X. Many of the fans are worried that they are getting overworked, and that's why they are missing fan events. I can believe it with them not catching, but with them having to miss some events because of some sickness. Yeah. Christina says, I just know that COVID is for sure going to be around when the Monster X tour starts up again in May/June. I'm sure COVID will still be around then too. Yeah. And if they do end up coming, I am going to be a wreck with worry for them catching it. Christina, that's exactly how I was going to be if they went to USA right now when Omicron is still crazy, as you guys know, and it's still crazy in Korea. So, of course, it's still crazy in USA, right? So, yeah, that's why I was really hoping they would postpone or cancel the tour, but they did both. They canceled some cities and postponed the rest of the cities. But May/June, I'm still very suspicious. Are they really able to do it in May and June? Because I feel like their contract should end by then and go into the military by then. Like, keep in mind when they wrote the new dates for the tour when Shanu did not go to the military yet, I assume, oh, they probably picked those dates because that's before Shanu goes to the military. And so, so I thought I didn't think much about it. But then a few months later, Shawn Yu says he has to go to the military. And I was like, wow. So did they pick these dates knowing that Shawn Yu wasn't going to be there? And I found that kind of offensive because why didn't they let us know? Because people were buying tickets to the concert expecting Shawnee to be there, right? But then a few months later, you guys see that he went off to the military. So then those people are like, oh no, I want to sell my ticket now because my bias Shawnee's not going to be there, which I totally understand. You guys, yeah, if you don't want to go to something because your bias is not there, I understand. Don't worry about that. But anyways, still, I just think that was shady. Very shady. Or unless they didn't know that Shawnee was going to go to the military and that's why they made those dates. So that's why I'm still very hesitant whenever they announce the new dates. Like I still think if you're gonna cancel some cities, just cancel the whole darn tour. I still can't understand why they're still trying to make this tour happen when it's literally a dying horse. Like they're trying to make a dying horse stay alive, but it's gonna die eventually. You guys get what I mean? This kind of metaphor I thought of. So yeah, I feel like they're trying to make a dying horse stay alive as much as possible. But May/June, wouldn't the horse already be dead by then? That's what I'm saying. So let's wait and see. And honestly, even in Korea, I'm so worried about them catching COVID here in Korea. So no matter where they go, I'm always gonna be worried about them. So let's hope for the best. Um, Cherry says, I think the last thing MX. Oh, I just missed your comment. Okay, Cherry says, I think the last thing MX has to do is the concert and maybe an album. That's my guess too. That's my guess too. And then hopefully they will be able to finish it before they have to go to the military and before the contract ends. Like I'm pretty sure right now they're kind of busy because they're preparing all the things before they have to leave. I feel like that's kind of what's going on and why it's like kind of quiet. You guys get what I mean? It's a little bit quiet. So yeah, so we have to wait and see. Me, thank you for coming here, me, because she's not only one of our past customers, but she told me she's going to the AT's concert. So, girl, also me, I'll respond to your DMs as soon as I can, by the way. And so me says, AT's had 6 shows in the United States. Yeah, only 6. That's actually kind of small, in my opinion. So 6. Mingi, who's one member named Mingi, was missing from the first fan sign because he was feeling muscle aches. Yeah. They had him rest so that he would be in good condition for the Newark show, and he tested negative and performed at the Newark show. Yeah. I still thought that was kind of okay. But then she continues. Jongho is one of the members as well. So he was feeling muscle aches today. So they had him rest during the fan sign. So he would be in good condition for the last 2 shows in LA. So they have 2 more shows left in LA, and then they'll go back to Korea. Okay, that's good to know. Me says they have 1 more fan sign in LA. Wow, next weekend. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, interesting. Me says sorry. Jongho was feeling stomach aches. Okay, no worries. So yeah, so he's a different stomach issues and not muscle. Okay, good to know. Okay, yeah. Me, how do you feel about this? Do you think this is all okay? You don't feel suspicious about it? For me personally, even though I'm not an 80s fan, but I'm worried for any K-pop singer to catch COVID. I hope they'll be okay, but seeing them get sick this often is really concerning. And up until now, to still never have caught COVID, when I know I saw stories that some fans went to these concerts when they had COVID symptoms. For sure, some people that went did have COVID and they went to these concerts, and so far everything is okay. Maybe AT is also super lucky too, but I'm still very worried about it. But me, I am curious how you think about it because you are an 80s fan as well. So let me know when you can. And if you feel comfortable with this, only share if you're comfortable. Cherry says the condition of the skin can also depend on the diet because what affects us inside can also affect the outside. You're exactly right, girlfriend. And of course, environmental and mental state. You are exactly right. Exactly. I'm sure everyone knows this about, if you guys get breakouts and stuff. Like it could be so many different reasons about it. And also, I just wanted to show this for myself. Right now it's 4:18 p.m., which is my time. And also I should go soon. So yeah, so just I'm gonna try to wrap it up, guys. But okay, yeah. So yeah, acne issues like could mean so many things, but also mainly for MX guys. I know a big reason why they have acne is because they wear so much makeup when they perform on stage, and also any kind of variety show. They put on so much makeup, like that makeup that makes them look like they have perfect skin. It's really an amazing makeup. Like, okay, I have had so many experiences in Korea. Okay, don't ask me why. Okay, these are all like personal stories, but I have been to a concert where I saw the singers do the rehearsal stage and they were not wearing any makeup. And so I won't say who they were, but they were singers, and I saw them perform the rehearsal but with no makeup on. They had the worst acne I've ever seen. I was like, that's crazy because I see them on TV and performing with makeup on and it looks like they have clear skin. Legit looks like clear skin, but then without the makeup they had terrible acne on their face, and I was shocked. I was shocked that makeup is able to hide that much acne. Also, why is my headband going away? Okay. But yeah, I was shocked that Korean makeup is really that amazing. But guys, Korean makeup is that amazing. I don't know what they're using, but to be able to hide your terrible, like it's like really red. It was all over their faces. It was just one of the worst acne I've ever seen on a person. But then when they went on stage with full on makeup on, it looked like they had super super smooth skin. So So yeah, guys, Korean makeup is really crazy. I still don't know what they're using, but it's really crazy that they can cover up really bad acne. And so just keep that in mind as well. When it looks like the K-pop singers have perfect skin, like I can't honestly believe them if they really have no makeup on. Like I can tell they have something on because their skin looks unnaturally smooth, and I'm like, no people's skin is unnaturally smooth. So for me, for example, I mean, I take care of my skin very well, so I don't really have any acne going on. But the thing is, this camera kind of blurs the effect. Okay, so if you see me in person, it does not look this smooth. Okay, so I only put on lotion, only lotion, but definitely I can tell like when I look at a mirror compared to how the camera looks, it blurs some things out. So just keep that in mind. You can never really know someone's true skin condition unless you see them in person. So just FYI about that. Why did I mention this? So, anyways, yeah, 100% all the MX guys have skin problems, okay? And they always talk about going to the dermatologist. It's just very, very normal, okay? So it's just very, very normal for them. But definitely, yeah, Guillaume mentioning it when he went to USA, like other factors on top of him, having to wear makeup for performances, but on top of the condition he was in USA, just made his skin like go crazy, I assume. So yeah, I assume that's what happened. Lulu says there are too many hormones. Oh, that's very true. Okay. Too many hormones in USA milk and meat. Got that right. And a lot of it is fried. Fried food is one of the worst things you could put in your body, guys. So I really, just FYI, I'm not a doctor, but fried food is really one of the worst things you could put in your body. So do try to eat it as less as possible. The acne cream was probably a steroidal cream. Yeah, probably was because my sister got it from her doctor. Yeah, which shouldn't be used long term. Oh, good to know. Good to know. Okay, good to know. But yeah, my acne, like, at the time, like, it was like, it just would never go away. I think it was like a year or two. I remember like after a year or two, and the acne would still stay there. Like, it wasn't super bad. Like sometimes it would get better, but then sometimes would like inflame. Like it was just in and out all the time. And I was just like, man, I really wonder what's going on with my skin. If it's just my hormones just just constantly wanting to make acne or something. So I was just like, man, I just have to wait till I'm older. Hopefully, once I'm older, it'll go away. But then I really think that cream most likely helped me. Yeah, whatever my sister gave me, that ointment. And then eventually, after I stopped using it and then took better care of my skin, and then maybe my hormones were balancing off in some way, then all the acne just never came back after then. And I was always so happy and relieved. And I hope that acne never comes back to me again. But like, keep in mind, all people, of course, we all deal with acne. Okay, even me, even though you guys don't see anything on me right now. But yeah, good to know. And that's why I didn't ask to get the ointment again, because my skin still never had an issue after I used this. So yeah. Thanks for letting me know, Lulu. And also USA food. I'm still really glad I'm not living in USA. I am so used to living in Korea and eating the food here, which has always been my diet, even when I was living in USA. So yeah, just be careful what you eat, guys. Really. Yeah, it's always need to be careful. Me says she's so sorry she has to run out. It's all good. Me, I'll just DM you, okay? Because I have so many things I need to talk with you in person anyway. So it's all good. But me, thanks for joining as always, and see you again next time. Let me deal with this comment here. Okay. Cherry says the condition of the skin can also depend on the diet because wait, didn't I just read that? I'm so sorry. Okay. Lulu says, I'm fortunate that in Toronto you can eat food from so many countries. That's so good to hear. You even have H Mart and Paris baguette. That is awesome. I didn't know they even went to Toronto. That's awesome. Okay, so good to hear. So I want to assume you're eating a good diet there, Lulu. That's great to hear. Stephanie says she finished the drawing. Oh, and she's sending it to me when I see this. I see your comment now. Send it away, and hopefully I'll be able to share it in more One Hit Radio, girlfriend. Cherry says I feel like the tour may be canceled at last, girlfriend, because it's not a good situation overall. But Starship doesn't care. They just want their money. 1,000% correct, Cherry. 1,000% correct. And you know, I don't know. I still don't know why they postponed it until May/June. I feel like this dying horse they're trying to come back alive is not gonna come back alive. So yeah, but they only care about the money. Yeah, I think they're still like trying to make it stay alive because they don't want to refund everyone, right? So they have these 9 dates, yeah, these 9 dates now, and still keeping that money, right? And then still getting money because people can still buy tickets to those shows. But guys, I don't know if you should buy tickets, but we have to wait and see. I mean, so interesting. The guys still have not said anything about this tour. Even after it got postponed, they still have never mentioned anything about it, which I thought was interesting. So we have to wait and see a few months from now, but let's expect the unexpected, right, guys? Like, if they suddenly do end up doing this tour in May/June, good for them. But I would be very shocked, of course, but also very worried. Will they be okay with COVID? But let's deal with that once the time comes, right? It's a few months from now. Sylvia, so glad you're here, because Sylvia, I did not say the SF9T yet, but I'm gonna say it right, like very, very soon. So Sylvia, good timing, girlfriend. So she says, hi, and did you miss out a lot? We only talked about the Rolling Stones things and why we don't like the USA company. And very, very soon, I'm gonna talk about the SF9 story. Lulu says, yeah, yeah. Thank you, Lulu, for telling her. And then Sherry says, did you know? Did you notice that Wano had bad skin in yesterday's live? Let's talk about Wano later. First off, I was surprised he did V Live last night. So let's talk about Wano later. Okay, SF9, Knowing Brothers, and then Wano. Okay, and then I'm gonna go. Okay, Cherry says you could see the bumps and all. We'll talk about that later. Lulu said, did he? He did mention he had some. Okay, and then Cherry says he may have finished filming, yeah, music video, and then so the makeup may have made it worse. That's what I'm saying, and or he is breaking out because of stress. Could have been too. And then Lulu says, let's hear the SF9T. Yes, thank you. Good timing. So SF9, as you guys know, they're currently in some hot water because two of the members went against COVID regulations. I mean, right now in Korea, it's still not that strict. In my opinion, it's not super strict because we are now at 17,000 cases and they're not changing them. They, what's going on here. So anyways, at the time when those two members went to go celebrate that member's birthday, they went to a pub that yeah, but okay, so the only thing I'm aware of about government regulations is that all pubs, or at least restaurants, I think all kinds of restaurants, especially pubs, have to close by 9 p.m. Have to, okay? And so no one should be operating or going to any of these things after 9 p.m. And so these guys, they had a party at this pub because maybe they know the owner or manager. I don't know. So maybe they know the owner or manager. So it was only them and other people. So they said it was total 15 people there. 15 people there. It's not a big amount, but still, that's not allowed based on government regulations. So anyways, the article I read, it said that someone reported them. I don't know who reported them, but good for that person. You should report them. Okay, so someone reported them that these people were at this establishment after 9 p.m. Like it was like 1 a.m. So I think they found out through investigation that they were there until 1 a.m. So obviously got caught red-handed. And also, wait, okay, the police went to the establishment. Okay, sorry, they went to the pub and then they tried to go inside, but the door was locked. First off, my gosh, the door was locked. So then the police broke in it. Yeah, it's just terrible. Okay, the whole situation for them is so terrible. And so they broke in. It was 1 a.m. Obviously caught red-handed. They broke the law, and then I don't know what's going to happen to them now. But SF9, the two members, they wrote handwritten letters saying they're very sorry. Like they, during this tough times, like they did a very, very terrible thing. But the thing is, they were trying not to get caught. The door was locked. It was only them and these friends, 15 people in this pub, and they were trying not to get caught. Like they knew what they did was wrong, but they were thinking, no, we're not going to get caught, blah, blah, blah. So that already tells me you're a bad person, that you thought that you could get away with it, but someone snitched on them. And I still thank that person who snitched on them, because that's so irresponsible to have done that, especially when COVID cases are rising a lot in Korea. And so when I saw this article that came out about them, and now SF9 reputation is really bad right now, and then I'm going to wait and see what punishment they get. But I'm pretty sure they're just going to pay like $1,000 or $2,000 fine, and then they'll be on their way. But I don't know if they'll be able to really like have a good reputation as singers anymore. And I wonder if there are any SF9 fans here. How do you think about it? Like, do you still feel good supporting them? I would like to know you guys' opinion on it. So anyways, then I decided to mention that actually I have met them before. So I can't say two personal things how I ended up meeting them, but you guys can assume I applied to one of their fan signs and I luckily got in. I don't know how, I just did. Okay, so I luckily got into their fan sign, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not really their fan, but I was already a Monbebe, so I was full on hardcore Monbebe, but I went into their fan sign. It wasn't too hard to win into their fan sign, not like how it was with Monster X. So I mean, maybe I should have assumed I would have won, but anyways, I go under a foreigner name, so I just really didn't think I was gonna win. Anyways, I ended up winning. Okay, I ended up winning. I only met them this one time. I never applied again. I only met them this one time. And so I meet them for the first time, and I'm just very naturally just want to talk with them naturally. Like I didn't say to them I wasn't a fan. Like I kind of like their new songs, and like I want to assume they're all friendly guys because they're K-pop singers, but I didn't really know their personality. And so I just met them like the first time I met Monsta X. If you guys remember my Monsta X fan sign story, I just meet like how any K-pop singer for the first time, just just me acting like this, like just looking forward to meet you guys and get to know each other. But SF9 guys, um I'm trying to be friendly with them. Talking with them as a fan to a singer, but they they were not friendly to me. So if you guys can imagine like meeting someone like me, as you guys know my personality and energy by now, their reaction to me was just like, oh really? Oh really? Oh, like really stoic, really just not reacting to me. It was like I have met people before SF9. I have met people before SF9 that really don't react to me, and that's okay. Like I meet people that don't match with my energy or they don't like my personality. Of course, it's okay. I totally understand. But SF9 who are K-pop singers, and I come meet you at this fan site, you would think you would be nice to me, but they didn't even try. They were just really. It was just weird. It was just weird that they okay. So how many members are in SF9? I can't remember. 7? Is this I know there's a lot of them, but anyways, out of all the members, only 2 of them were nice to me, but the rest of them were this kind of reaction to me. Oh, okay. Oh, like just nothing. Like just they're not giving me anything. Like I try so hard to what's up? And like blah blah, like trying to have a nice conversation and ask them things that I was curious about, like trying to talk nice with them, but their reaction was just like, is that you know what I'm saying? Like that's the best way I could imitate them. Like it was yeah, it was really it was really weird. So it was really weird. So after I finished that fan sign, and then I go back to my seat and just thinking about meeting them, I was like, wow, that was just really weird. Why they were not super nice or friendly to me, or like not even trying to interact with me. Like they didn't even try. Like they didn't ask me any follow-up questions after I asked them, like trying to make conversation with them. Like they just answered me very strictly like this and then just stopped the conversation. I was just like, oh, this is awkward. And I'm just like, okay, I just quickly want to get to the next member. It was just like it was so uncomfortable. Yeah, it really was uncomfortable. And so let me say like some good things about that. Okay, the 2 members that I like talking with was In Sung, who is Gyeon's friend. So again, I'm really happy that they're friends. In Sung was the nicest person, and then the second nicest was Loan. Loan I felt was nice. So let me say these nice stories so that I can not kind of salvage the situation. And so In Sung, as you guys saw in Midnight Idol, I hope most of you guys saw that Midnight Idol show, but he was so friendly and like, talking with I am and Gion, like he was like so energetic. That's exactly how he acted when I talked with him in the fan site. And I was like, Insung, that's totally the way he is. And I'm glad that he's not faking it. Like he really is that kind of person, was super friendly with me. And then I didn't know this about Insung, but he's actually really smart. Did you guys know that? Like he was in variety shows that showed off like how smart he is. Like, so like, he's a very smart dude. Okay. So he's not so because he's very smart, he knows some English, which I didn't know at the time I met him. So he does know some English. And so when I was talking with him and like he noticed that I don't have a perfect Korean accent. So he asked me, "Oh, where are you from?" "Oh, I'm actually from USA." And then he wanted to try speaking English with me. And I was like, "Oh, wow, that's so interesting. You know some English?" He's like, "Yeah, it's just okay." Like he was being humble about it. He's like, "Oh, my English is okay." But then he still wanted to try speaking English with me. And I thought it was really cool. I was like, "Oh, that's so nice." So, Insung, he actually talked with me like a regular person and being friendly with me. Like he asked me where I was from and then was very curious about me. And I was like, that's how a K-pop singer should be when you're meeting a fan for the first time. You get what I mean? So Insung, I don't know why he's in this group when all the members are like super not very friendly, but Insung though super super friendly, and yeah, he gave me the best impression out of any of the members. Like you're a very very cool guy, and so I've always had a good impression of him ever since I met him. And then after that, then I think a few months later I found out that he's friends with Gian, and I'm like, even more perfect. You're friends with my bias, of course. I can't ask for anything better. So I'm just, yeah, I was like so happy seeing them on Midnight Idol, like how exactly their friendship is, and I'm really happy they're friends. So Insung, for real, he's a very very nice guy, especially at the fan site. But I can't remember what else we talked about, but I just remember he was so so nice. I don't oh Another thing is that all the SF9 guys, I don't think any of them wanted to hold my hand. I know, I know. So, usually K-pop singers, they would want to try and hold your hand because, kind of like fan service and being your fan. As you guys know, Monsta X are really good about holding hands. But then all of SF9 guys, I really don't remember any of them wanting to hold my hand. And that's okay. I didn't want to hold their hand anyway. But yeah, but Insung though, still the most friendly, but I think he's still like kind of like a shy personality. He didn't want to like, hold my hand, not like how Gion was. So like he's still like kind of shy, but at least he was so friendly. I would love to meet only Insung again. If he has like a solo album, no, but he's gonna join the military soon. Insung is the same age as Gion, 1993, so he's gonna go to the military soon. But if ever he does like a solo fan site, I would love to meet him only by himself, and I would love to just get to know more things about him, knowing that he's Gion's friend. But anyways, yeah, Insung super nice. And then Lone. So Lone was not as friendly as Insung, but the thing is that with Lone at the time, he was working on this drama. So there were many fan sites he couldn't join because he was working on the drama. And so I luckily got to this fan site where Lone was actually there. Like he wasn't busy with anything. So when I first met, I was like, oh my gosh, Lone, I'm so happy I get to meet you. I've been like wanting, like I thought, like I said something like, I've been wanting to meet you for a long time because he was always missing. So I said something, I don't know. I said something kind of touching to him. I was like, "Oh my god, it's so nice to finally meet you." That kind of feeling. And then he responded to me, "Oh my god, that's so like touching to hear." It's like, "Oh, really? You really wanted to meet me?" And so, like he was just like very touched by that. And he was just like very friendly to me. I was just like, "Yeah." And then we started talking. Like he just was always like, I just remember he paid attention to me. He was like always smiling at me. That's a big thing. The other SF9 guys, I don't remember them smiling at me. Yeah, they were like very stoic, like, oh, okay, oh. Didn't smile. Of course, Insung smiled at me, but Lone, I remember while talking with me, he smiled at me. And so the other SF9 guys, I don't remember them smiling at me. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, I just remember Lone being very nice. But then Lone, though, he wasn't interested in me. Like he didn't ask me other questions like how Insung did. So I remember Lone, he was just only listening to me and just, saying, "Oh, thank you very much. Oh, that's so nice of you to say." But he was never curious about me. So that's why he wasn't as friendly as Insung. But still, I appreciate that he's, was very nice talking with me like how a singer should be compared to the other guys. Okay. So now I said, I want to get the positive things out of the way, but I'll end this note by saying like what was the worst thing that happened to me. And so I won't say his name, but you already know the two guys I like, and so the other guys, you guys can guess who it is. The worst guy I met from SF9, like it was like, man, okay, so like not only smiling at me, not really wanting to make conversation with me, he was just the coldest reaction I ever got from any K-pop singer I ever met. Just was like ice cold, no reaction, just didn't want to talk with me. It was like he couldn't wait to get rid of me. It was just the weirdest thing that he was just like so distant and so cold with me, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna try anymore to talk with you, and I'm just gonna quickly go to the next member. Like that's what I was thinking in my head. It was just so unfriendly, so off-putting, like not making me feel good at all. It was just terrible. It was just terrible. So yeah, I that's why every time when I see that guy, I'm like, I yeah, always have a bad feeling with him. But then, not only him, but other guys as well. They kind of were very cold, but at least I just remember that guy who was the coldest, and then the other guys, they at least respond to me. I remember one guy, like I was very curious about his birthday because it was like a cutoff. Like, I was wondering how old is he exactly. I remember asking him about his birthday, and he said, "Oh yeah, no, my birthday, yeah." So I asked him like, "Your birthday's like this, like this." He's like, "Oh yeah, that's right." And then anyways, he wasn't like super into it, but like he was okay answering my question at least. But still, he was also still very like no reaction, very cold to me. Um, yeah, yeah. So it just made me realize if maybe SF9 personality, like real personality, if it's really like that, and so them now getting into like these like controversy scandals, like I was wondering like if ever they would like get in trouble one day, but like them wanting to do this birthday party, and they lock the doors, and then against COVID regulations, like I feel like they're probably that guy's like, that's no big deal, we're not gonna get caught. I feel like based on how I met them, it's like they're kind of that kind of personality. It's like they thought nothing bad was gonna happen, like being cool about it, right? But ended up you get caught. Yeah, yeah. So I just hope they deal with their punishment, whatever punishment they get. I have no sympathy for them. You did something 1,000% wrong. You thought you wouldn't get caught, but you got caught, and I think that's the worst thing to deal with, that you thought you would get away with it. That's just terrible. And yeah, so that is all my tea about them. If you guys have any questions, I will read about this now, and then we're gonna talk about knowing brothers, and then Wano, and then I'm gonna end quickly. Um, um, Cherry says, talking about Wano and his breakout. It could be a combination of everything. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Sylvia says, to be honest, I was a little disappointed because one of them caught COVID before. Who from SF9 caught COVID before? How come I don't remember this in the news? Oh, I don't remember. Who was it? Who was it? One of yeah, but he didn't take precautions to prevent. That's so disappointing. If I was an SF9 fan, that's why I'm curious about if you're an SF9 fan, what do you feel about it? I personally don't think I can like them anymore after knowing they're being this irresponsible. Like if MX ever did something like this, please MX guys, you guys shouldn't be doing things like this. But if they ever do something like this, I will be so disappointed, and I think it will change how I feel about them as a fan. Like I maybe I'll still support their music, but I just would just be very disappointed. I don't know. I have to deal with it once it actually happens. But I hope it doesn't actually happen. Like we all know MX guys, they have great personalities. As I always mention, when I met them at my first fan sign with them, their personalities like blew me away. And that's when I officially became a Monbebe. And so I want to believe they do know what's the right thing to do. Christina says, so disappointed to hear about SF9. I am currently getting into them really and really enjoy their music. Yeah. I already have a bias in the group, which is Insung. I'm glad he was nice. I'm glad your bias is Insung. And as you know, he's besties. Like he's like pretty close friends with Gion. And so I'm glad he's your bias. Like SF9 music, it's okay to like their music. It doesn't represent their personality. So that's why I'm thinking it's okay to like their music. But in terms of like supporting them as like people, like don't defend them if they did something wrong. We should never defend anyone if they do something wrong. But then how you feel about the whole group in general when they did something this kind of irresponsible thing? Yeah, and I hope Insung is okay, knowing that his group members did this. I hope he's okay, but I hope Insung will be okay at the end. Like his personality will always come forward more, no matter what the members do. Yeah, let's hope for the best. Yeah. Lulu says police broke down the door at 1 a.m. and they booked everyone there for violating COVID rules as the police should. This entitled behavior that they could do whatever they want looks so bad. Exactly, Lou. That's what I'm saying. That's why the reputation right now is really not good, because that's exactly what they did. That's exactly what they did. And they got caught red-handed. Makes it even worse. Exactly. Lewis says they gave the deeply self-reflecting and regretful statements. I feel nothing about the statements. I saw the statements and I'm like, of course you have to do that. Okay, of course you have to do that, but it doesn't make me get sympathy for you. No, because I personally think from the beginning they didn't have good intentions, because this wouldn't have happened if you knew the rules and you shouldn't have done it in the first place. Okay, so your apology afterwards is because you are apologizing that you got caught. You get what I mean, guys? So it means nothing to me. Yeah. Jerry says, Lone is a good actor, but I don't know about his personality now. Oh, I have not seen him in a drama yet, but I'm curious to see his acting. But yeah, I'm also curious about his personality. Like again, he was so nice talking with me, even though he didn't want to get to know me, but he was honestly like in my opinion, he acted like as a professional singer. Like he didn't act to me like as he wants to be friends with me, like how MX guys were to me. Like they really are like super friendly and really want to get to know me. But Lone was like, oh yeah, that's great. Oh my god, that's so nice. Like just being like a professional singer, but like he kept a wall with me. You know what I mean? But I still respect that more than just being absolutely cold to me and ignoring me. You know what I mean? So I felt like Lone, he puts up a wall so that we don't know his real personality. That's the thing. But I respect him keeping it professional and being nice about it. But his real personality, he keeps that under wraps, and maybe it's not a good personality. Is that why he's acting like that? So yeah, so we have to be a little bit suspicious about Lone. But for now, I still think he's an okay person. But we'll see in the future if he ever exposes himself. But I hope Lone will be okay since he's a good actor. But we'll wait and see. Insert cold blooded by Jesse. I did not know this is something that Jesse said, but yes, cold blooded. That's exactly the other SF9 guys. Cold to the bone. They were so cold to me. Like, it's so rare to meet people that actually don't feed off my energy. You guys get what I mean? This is how I act like when I was talking with them, and they were like, that cold, no reaction, no smile. Yeah. Yeah. Lulu says Lone is probably very careful with his interactions because of his popularity for sure. Good point. Good point. That's how I felt like when he talked to me. Exactly. FYI, it was in 2018 when I met them, 2018. So it's quite a while ago. But given their scandal right now, I think their personalities never changed. Yeah. Stephanie says, darn, you spilling a huge cup of tea. And she likes it. You're welcome. I'm glad you like it. And I'll drink to that from my Choco banana drink. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I have more tea on other people, of course. Not that I want to share it, freely as I shouldn't be, because what if they come after me? But just with SF9, because given their situation right now, I just thought, you know, I'm not surprised, and that's why I felt it was okay to share the story. But for the other groups out there, as long as they never do anything bad or they never do anything bad with MX, then I will never talk badly about them. But if ever they ever slip up and then these are one of the groups that I never had a good feeling about, I would be like, I could finally spill that tea about them. So guys, if ever that happens, I'll spill more tea at those times. Yeah. Um um Joey says, I appreciate SF9 except him. She doesn't know what him being lone. Okay. But ever since I knew about SF9, I can't seem to get a grasp of him as their member, and that the group is just fine even without him. Just her opinion. That's the thing. He would sometimes be missing because of drama filming, and he's not a huge part of SF9 in some sense musicality. Yeah, yeah. Um, I don't know, but then again, he's such an interesting guy. He's like the tallest person out there. I think one of the tallest K-pop singers like ever, and he's quite handsome, as you guys know. So I think he's just there as like the trophy member. I think that's his role in SF9, and like even if he's not there, but still they would lose that trophy feeling. But I don't know. Right now, I'm very it can SF9, like SF9, I feel like will disband eventually. You guys get what I mean? I think they will, but first, yeah, they need to do their military service. And when will their contract expire? Their company, by the way, is a terrible company. So so yeah, we'll wait and see. But right now, SF9, sadly, I see them declining now. And just I hope Insung, the only member I care about, Insung, I hope he'll come out of it okay. Gion will help him whenever he needs it. Yeah, Insung, I'll always be rooting for you, buddy. Lulu says, let's face it, Monster X has set our standards really high for fan appreciation. 1,000% right. I've said this before. Out of all the K-pop singers I've ever met in fan signs, only MX gave me the best fan service I've ever seen from like the really, really many, many K-pop singers I've ever met. So I can attest to that. Like it's for real. They do not act like regular K-pop singers. Monster X are super special, and that's also why I want to believe they won't make terrible mistakes or scandals like this. So surely they always just only go to work or meet family and go back home and just do whatever and then talk with Monbibis. Wano I think does the same as well. I want to assume that's really what they want to do every day, just to stay safe, stay out of trouble, and that's the way it should be. And I want to believe they're not suffering from it. I really hope they're not like super bored or wanting to like go out and like get a drink with someone. But yeah, short. We'll talk about that later. Okay. Lulu says Tawan and Hyung. I did not know that Tawan and Hyung tested positive on October 14. Oh my gosh. I must have totally skipped over that news. I think October was just a very busy time for me, so I must have missed that news. Wow. And then Young is one of those guys that went to that pub and after hours. Wow. Just irresponsible. So irresponsible. And so yeah, that's also another thing, like you catching COVID. Like October 14 was before Omicron. So what exactly did they do to have caught COVID at that time? So yeah, I think they're irresponsible guys after all. Yeah. Cherry says, I am not really interested, so I don't really know anything about Lone or SF9. If the series is interesting, then I'll watch it, but I'm not really a fan. All okay. All okay. I never become a fan of an actor. Like I only become a fan of them because they're so good at acting. Like Soo Ji-sup is a great actor. Lee Dong-wook, great actor. Son Ye-jin is great. So yeah, I just know like these actors, but I don't really know them. So I think Cherry, how you are about actors, totally okay. And if you feel that way about Lone, totally okay. If you like the way he acts, no need to worry about his personality. I don't know Lee Dong-wook, personality, no idea, but I want to assume he's a nice guy. But yeah, but actors, we don't need to know about that. It's okay. Jerry said very true at Lulu, and Sylvia says Tawan and Hyeon caught COVID. Yeah, and she's confirming for me. I think it was quite recent in October. Yeah, I remember because it's kind of the bias of her and her friend. Okay. Okay, again, I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't say the names of the guys I didn't like, but the guys I do like, and so anyways, I'm so sorry. So anyways, if one of them is your bias, I mean, if some fans might like a singer being cold-blooded, I do like tsundere, right? Tsundere personality. As of Night is kind of like tsundere in some sense, but still, my first time meeting them was just so bad. It was just so cold and so, yeah, it's just not friendly. It's like, of course, I'm not gonna like you when you're treating me this way, But anyways, I wonder if maybe once you warm up to them, maybe they'll be nicer to you. But still, first impression being that bad for me, I can't expect more from them, But anyways, just my personal opinion, like their reaction to me was really, really bad, and yeah, and then now they're going through the scandal right now. So I think sadly they're not gonna be doing so well for a while. So just keep that in mind if you're their fan. It's not gonna look good for them. Joey says not a fan either. Joey says I have not seen any of his shows or drama. Yeah, just not interested. All good, but Lone, I've never seen any of his dramas before either. But I'll check them out if ever I run into them. Lulu says Lone is kind of Robert Pattinson in his acting range. I can believe it. I can believe it. Good to know. Thanks for letting me know. Sylvia says, same here. MX set our expectations too high. You're exactly right. Yes, yes. And it should be that high. In all honesty, they really are the best K-pop singers I've ever met. Stephanie says, by the way, before I change topic, all good. You should check the drawing I sent. I had to send it twice since the first image got a bit weird at the bottom. I'm sure it came out fine. I'm sure it came out fine, but let me check for you right now. Oh yeah, oh yeah, it's fine. Oh yeah, it's totally fine. That is so adorable. But that needs to be shown in a more one hit radio. So hopefully, surely, I will do more one hit radio soon, and we could share all these lovely stories. So thank you again, Stephanie, for that. Lone Fox, how are you, girlfriend? I hope you're okay. I just have two more topics to talk about, and then I'm gonna go. But welcome as always, Lone Fox. How are you doing? Cherry says she watched King's Affection and it was good. Is that on Netflix? I'll check it out on Netflix if it's there. Cherry says, as you know, I just don't get crushes. That is true. Wano is her first celebrity crush. I know. I still am so happy to hear that Wano did that for you. Okay, it still makes me so happy to hear. But yeah, that's right. You never get into other celebrities anyway, so it's all good. You just watch the drama as a drama, and I'll check out that drama. If you say it's good, I'll definitely check it out. Lone Fox says nowadays, if you caught a normal cold, that means you have COVID. Yes, yes, Lone Fox. I once saw a USA News, and the doctor in that news interview said that at this point, if you feel like you feel any sickness, that probably means you have COVID, and you should get tested and then isolate yourself. Like no matter what, guys. Yeah, that's even what a doctor says. So if at any point you feel sick, go get tested, isolate yourself because sadly it might be COVID. Yeah. Even if you're vaccinated. Yeah. Sylvia says, I don't really call myself as their fans, but I just kind of enjoy watching their web dramas. Okay, so thankfully. Okay, good to know. You only like web dramas, which is like acting anyways, not really their true personalities, which I'm not surprised. So all good. You can enjoy their content, their music. I think there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not like they murdered someone. They didn't really do anything that's like to that extent. They just broke rules, but it was very irresponsible and very terrible, kind of breaking those kind of rules. You get what I mean? But yeah, just to an extent, like, don't be like super like defending them. That's the thing. Don't defend them, but you can enjoy their content. I think that's totally fine. But just I just wonder what their future is going to be from now on. Just yeah, and that's all my spiel about them as well. Why I'm not surprised this happened to them. Lone Fox says, I look so precious and cute. Thank you, so sweet. All you guys who are flirtatious with me, you're so, so sweet. I mean, I didn't do anything except I look like some kind of fluffy. Okay, anyways, you're so sweet. Thank you for saying that I look cute. Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you again. Cherry says, I don't have crushes on any celebrity except Wano, and she loves MX. I know. I can't be any more proud that Wano and MX were able to do that for you. Again, like that's like one of the biggest compliment I can ever hear if I were them. So Cherry, just happy to hear that. Lulu says King's Affection is on Netflix Canada. I'll see if it's on Netflix in Korea, and then if I ever watch, I'll let you guys know. Oh, Cherry says Kings of Faction is on Netflix. Good to know. Now, here's the thing, guys. I need to do a live when we talk about all the Netflix shows, okay? Because I finished Singles Inferno. I'm currently watching Hello Me, which Rike, who's not here sadly, Rike recommended Hello Me. I'm currently watching Hello Me. It's quite good, okay? So, guys, I recommend Hello Me if you guys want to go watch, and we could talk about spoilers and stuff later about that. So, yeah, so I really want to talk about that for anyone who's watched it. I've also seen 18 again. Have you guys seen it? The thing is, on my Netflix, there's no English subtitles. So I only saw it with Korean subtitles, but I'm able to understand most of the storyline anyway with the Korean subtitles. So I finished 18 again, and I highly recommend it. So I don't know where maybe you could find it somewhere else with English subtitles, but I highly recommend 18 again. If any of you guys have seen it, we can talk about that. And then the movie About Time. Have you guys heard about this movie About Time? I only know this movie because Gian always says it's his favorite movie, but I never was able to find it anywhere to watch it until finally I saw it's finally on Netflix now. So after I bought my month subscription, which was like a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I saw there was About Time, and of course I saw it, and I was like, wow, this is a great movie. So I don't want to spoil it, but if anyone has seen About Time, let's talk about that. What other dramas or movies did I see? I still recommend Be With You. It's on Netflix, but there's no English subtitles. But Be With You is an amazing Korean movie. If anyone sees it, we can talk about that. Excuse me. I think that's all I can remember. So whenever I do that live, I need to like find the right time for it. So I'm gonna do a live where we talk about all the Netflix shows we're watching, okay? And spoiler free zone, okay? We have to talk about all the spoilers, okay? So whenever that day comes, I'll try to announce it like in advance or something. I don't know. I'll figure something out, but I really need to talk about it with you guys. So soon, we're gonna talk about like Netflix T drama chatting or something. So just FYI about that. But then Kings of Faction, I need to watch that. And then, oh my gosh, so Minhyuk mentioned this drama on Fan Cafe, Our Beloved Summer. So remember we talked about it briefly. Our Beloved Summer. People are saying it's good. You guys said it was good, but Minhyuk on Fan Cafe. So I didn't see the rest of his comments at the time, but the rest of his comments that he wrote on Fan Cafe, he said, "Don't watch it." Did you guys see that? So he said in Fan Cafe, "Do not watch it." He says it's bad for your health. I don't know if he's joking. I don't know if he's joking, but maybe this drama is not his type of drama. I don't know, but he says it's not good. And he said, thanks to Monbebe, I only watched up to episode 7. So he said he only watched up to episode 7, but I think he doesn't want to finish it. So guys, what do you think? Do you think I haven't started Our Beloved Summers, but should I watch it? Should I? But I want to assume it's good. But Minhyuk, sadly, he says don't watch it. Like, is it really that bad? So let me know if you guys have seen that drama, Our Beloved Summer. Let me know if I should watch it or not. Then maybe we could also talk about that in our Netflix drama chatting live. Yeah, but that's all I wanted to comment on that. So Netflix guys, I'm watching so many things on Netflix now, but like that also makes me like delay in my work, which is really bad. So like I only bought Netflix because I felt like I had enough time to watch the shows and also get up to date with like what was going on but anyways, yeah, I think it was probably a bad decision. I bought Netflix now, but it's okay. It's only for 1 month. I'm not gonna renew it after 1 month. So then anyways. We'll talk about Netflix later. Now, let me get to the next topic. Knowing Brothers. Juhani and Minhyuk was on Knowing Brothers yesterday. I don't know if you guys were able to watch it, or also if there were people that put English translations for it. But basically, it was the Lunar New Year special. They were only completing in like these sporting events. So they the sporting events they did was like the chicken leg, kind of hopping and trying to get the person's target on the chest. If you get your knee to make a print on the target, then you get certain points depending on how it is. So yeah, so it was like that kind of chicken thing. And then they also did, what's the other one they did? Okay, it was hats. So taking off someone's hat while you're carrying that person. So taking off someone's hat, and then racing on your back in a circle. So those are the only 3 events they did yesterday. And Minhyuk and Juhani were on one team, so they were together on one team. But they lost the first 2 sporting events, but then they won the final one. So they won only the final one, and that prize was the best prize anyway. They won Korean pork. How nice! Okay, so they won Korean pork, and they were like super happy about it. So just FYI, that's the conclusion of what happened on Knowing Brothers. But there's gonna be another episode next week. So next week there's gonna be another episode celebrating Lunar New Year special, and they're gonna be like actually wrestling each other. And so I wanna assume Juhani will win because he's quite like a strong, burly guy. But then Minhyuk, who never exercises, like I don't know, but then in the preview, it looked like he was celebrating a win. Like he might have like been someone who's like weaker than him. I guess that's the only way he could win. So but that'll be for next week when we see them actually wrestling the other members and see the other team. I mean, and then see who wins from that. Now what why did I want to talk about knowing brothers? Why I'm trying to remember. Was there something I need to mention? But I think everything was straightforward. Nothing really like crazy happened. Like, Giovanni saying like next level, like his own style, next level. He was like so into it. It was super, super cute. Maniac just being himself. You know, yeah, just being himself. I can't remember anything. Well, you know what? Okay, I guess this is only one thing I thought was interesting while watching it. So when they were had to like dance to one of their songs, which I assumed they would dance Rush Hour because Rush Hour is their latest title track, but they did not dance to Rush Hour. I still think that's super weird. But instead they danced to Shootout, which came out at the end of 2018. Isn't that weird? I was like really confused about that because they totally could do Rush Hour. It's like only like 15 seconds you're dance. You don't need the backup dancers. You just dance to the chorus of Rush Hour and it's fine. But they chose to dance to Shootout. I was very confused. That was the only thing I thought was very, very interesting. But also, while they danced to Shootout, Wano is singing in the chorus, and so they were dancing to the chorus of Shootout. And so while I was watching, I heard Wano's voice in the Shootout that they were dancing to. I was like, that's nice. So I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but I'm glad like they used the audio that had Wano's voice in it. Thank goodness. Yeah. So that was the only interesting thing I remember. Yeah, to comment about. I still why are they not promoting Rush Hour? When are we like after they stopped promoting Rush Hour in November, at the end of November, and then they quickly had to do the Jingle Ball, but then they didn't even perform Rush Hour and Jingle Ball. But I assume that they only perform English songs at Jingle Ball. But then even right now, like K-pop Click concert and even in the variety show, we still have never seen them dance to Rush Hour again. Isn't that weird? I still think that's weird. So yeah, so even when the Astro guys, so the Astro guys was also annoying brothers. So they danced to Gambler. Yeah, they danced to Gambler, and then Minhyuk and Juhani also joined in to dance Gambler, but no Rush Hour. Isn't that weird? Yeah, I thought that was weird. Anyways, yeah, that's all my comments about Knowing Brothers. But you guys have any questions about Knowing Brothers? If you guys saw it but just want like clarity about what things happened, please ask me. Of course, I could translate for you guys what happened. And now I'll go ahead and go into the next topic, and this is the last thing, and then we can finally end this live. So, Wano. I was shocked that he came on V Live last night. It was like 11:30 p.m. here in Korea when he went on V Live. I was like, "What? It's been a long time no see, Wano." Like I was like so surprised. But then so the first thing I noticed, of course, is that his hair is now black, which is my favorite. As I always talk about, my favorite hair color on him. So I was so excited seeing him do black hair, and because before that it was like a lightish brown, but then now it's all black, and I'm like couldn't be happier. So I assume for this comeback he will have black hair because it's really hard to dye black hair into another color. So I want to believe it will be black for this comeback. And then he was also filming some things with black hair. um yeah, so I was excited about that when I saw him with black hair. And then another thing, I'm trying to remember what things he said. But then yeah, okay, you guys were mentioning how like his skin wasn't that good. But also I sometimes I can't catch certain things that he says because he kind of I don't know, in Korean like he sometimes mumbles. It's hard to explain, but then just most of the time just looking at him like I'm not really like excuse me, paying attention to him, and I'm just like, "Oh, Wano, how are you doing?" And then I'm just like, "Yeah," and then usually he's like saying nothing, so I also like zone out sometimes. So anyways, I can't say that I listen to every single word he says, and so I can't remember him mentioning about his skin condition. Unfortunately, I really can't remember that, but I need to rewatch it again, and hopefully I can see that part that you guys were talking about. But in the V, like, yeah, while I'm watching him, I did not notice about any pimples on his face. He just looked normal to me, but I did notice that he had some makeup on. Yeah, it wasn't totally bare face. He had some makeup on, and so yeah, I assume because he had some acne or stuff, that's why he was able to do the V line, because he had makeup on. He was not afraid to show that. Yeah, yeah. But then I do remember he was like wearing a jacket but with nothing inside. Like he was like kind of showing it. I remember that. I'm just like, yeah, typical Wano, as I know. Yeah. So as we know, yeah. So just Wano being Wano. Um, mm, yeah, but anyways, when it comes to their acne, usually it's because they're wearing so much makeup. So most likely he had to film some things where he had to wear lots of makeup, and that of course makes you break out. And also there was a time when he was saying like, "Oh, I didn't eat all day because I was working all day." So I think he's not really eating too well, so that could also contribute to his breakout. And stress, of course, stress. I think maybe they're still editing some of the songs in the album. No wait. I think I remember Wano mentioning that he was completely done with everything. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're done making the songs, like everything have to prepare. I'm pretty sure maybe just have to just keep practicing the dance routine, and then whatever music video stuff or album stuff, whatever, like editing, basically only editing stuff. So I'm pretty sure everything is done, but it's just editing until the D day, February 16th, comeback day. But yeah, so I assume, yeah, he could be under some stress, but then at the same time, he feels kind of like um relaxed at the same time. I don't know how to explain it, but like, just the way that he was like talking about the comeback stuff, like he didn't feel like he was like really stressed out about it. He's just like, yeah, most of it's done. I'm just, just doing whatever. I felt like he was like kind of that kind of attitude. So I want to assume, he's just like waiting until comeback day, because I feel like he must have been preparing for this earlier. Like it should have been a January release, but sadly got pushed back to February 16th. So maybe it feels like, it's already been lots of things prepared, but he's just waiting until February 16th, when that's when Starship wants to release it. So anyways, another interesting thing he's talking about is that he feels like he could win number one on a music show. And I'm like, it's weird. It's weird that he's mentioning that, because he's never said that before in other comebacks. He's just like, it's okay that we don't win number one. Like, like we're all, I'm doing my best, but like, yeah. But he always says like, he's sorry if like, he doesn't win number one. But usually he never pressure anything about, he never feels pressure about it, because I feel like he like knows that he can't win number one. And I always felt that way too, because the competition at the time, or they release it on a Friday, or they release it on a Tuesday, but still it's like not high chances that we could win number one on a music show. But just really weird that suddenly now he says, oh, I think there's a big chance that I could win number one on a music show. Now, in my opinion, him being so confident to say it like that, and like, what if he doesn't win number one? So wouldn't that feel even worse? So like, I feel like him even saying it probably means that he knows something that we don't know, and that he probably, you know, I feel like he probably is getting some sense that something's gonna happen. Like, sadly in K-pop world, and with Korean companies, they can make things happen just because they can. Like, it's not really like 100% honest. You know what I mean? They can make things happen, okay? And so maybe he knows something, like there's a high chance he could win this number one music show, because internally something is going to happen. Okay, that's just my guess, because I feel like it's really, really big of him to say that he can win number one music show. But what if he doesn't win? Like him saying it, like he needs to own up to his words. You know what I mean? So anyways, makes me a little bit worried, but also makes me think maybe he knows something, like he could make them win number one, which is weird. Why would Starship do that? But yeah, anyways, just made me very curious. So I just want to go in with no expectations for Wano compared to other singers that are coming back around the same time as Wano. He has a very low chance of winning. Guys, he really does have a low chance of winning. But then I thought this way about Rush Hour too. They were up against IU and Twice and aespa. I'm like, there's no way they're gonna win, but then somehow they ended up winning. Okay, so I was like, that's really weird. I want to assume it is honest results, but then I'm also thinking like maybe not. So, anyways, anything can happen. Maybe what happened with Rush Hour, who knows what exactly happened with Rush Hour? Maybe that can happen with Wano. So, internally, something could be going on. So, anyways, just because Wano said that so confidently, yeah, just made me think. So that is all I wanted to comment about. I'll read you guys' comments, and then we're gonna end this live. Thank goodness. Like, even though right now I've been doing this like 2 hours and 5 minutes, but that's still like around the time that I wanted to end this live. So it's all good. And so I'll read these comments, and then we're gonna go. Lone Fox called me a fluffy unicorn. Very sweet of you to say that. I mean, if this reminds you of a unicorn, that's actually maybe because of my ponytail. I don't know. You're very sweet to say that, but thank you for saying that. I look nice today. Thank you again. Cherry says she has not seen Singles Inferno. Girlfriend Cherry, if you have time, I recommend watching Singles Inferno. Now, here's the thing. It's like, I don't know. I'm usually not into these kind of shows, like dating reality shows, in all honesty, but the way they make Singles Inferno, and the cast members, and how they it's honestly really interesting. Like, it's so much more interesting than other dating shows I've seen. So in my personal opinion, I feel like they did it pretty well. And so I do recommend to watch it. But if you are not into it, like after the first three episodes, I think if after the first three episodes you're not into it, then you don't need to keep watching it. Okay, so I know each person has their own taste, but personally for me, I do think it was a kind of an interesting show, and yeah, I will go all spoilers at that time when we talk about it. Stephanie says, "Oh, I thought you were gonna react more to it." No, I love it. I love it. But like I want to, but then as I looked at it, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to say this for more one hand radio. So I will like talk more about it once I can show it on more one hand radio because that is the so adorable. But sorry that I'm like keeping people on a cliffhanger. So I also don't want to. Anyways, next time more when they read it, we're gonna talk a lot about those things. Okay. She said I still had really fun drawing it for. I know you drew it for me. It's so sweet of you, and I got to learn a lot about the art program while drawing, which was awesome. I again cannot wait to show this to people. And also, I have more things I want to talk about with you, Stephanie, about this stuff. So let's get to that next time. Okay, Stephanie. Jerry says, I think I have watched 18 again. I think I have the subs in Netflix. That's so I think that's so interesting. How come I don't get English subtitles? I mean, I'm in Korea, but I mean, still, you would think like they put English subtitles when it's available. I don't know. It's just so weird to me when I see shows with no English subtitles. But anyways, glad you have English subtitles. Glad you've watched it. We're gonna talk about 18 again because that was such a good drama. Okay. Cherry says I did like it, but I don't know if Minhyuk was joking about Our Beloved Summer. Yeah. I mean, Minhyuk's taste in dramas, because here's the thing, he likes Hotel de Luna. Have you guys watched Hotel de Luna? It's on Netflix, but I don't know if it has English subtitles because for me also Hotel, sorry. Did I just say Hotel? Okay, Hotel de Luna, it doesn't have English subtitles for me. But anyway, but I still decided to watch it because I know Honey and Minhyuk likes it. But Hotel de Luna is so scary. Like, how can you guys watch it? And like, I'm really interested about the storyline. I am very curious about the storyline, but it is so scary for me. So sadly, that's like my limit of how much scariness I can handle. So I can't keep watching it anymore, sadly, even though I really want to know the story. But let me know if you guys like Hotel de Luna. But it's too scary for me. So sadly, so yeah, I know Minhyuk likes that drama, but maybe he's not into Our Beloved Summer. Yeah, it might not be his taste, is my thinking. But Cherry, if you like it, then I'm still gonna watch it. So if when after I watch Our Beloved Summer, we'll let you know what I think about it. And hopefully, I agree with you guys and not Minhyuk. So and also, we don't know if Minhyuk is joking, but he seems like he's really not going to keep watching it after episode 7. Yeah. Cherry says, I did think about that too. Also, Wano's part. Me and Cherry always thinking the same. Yeah, when shootout, why they pick shootout, but also I thought it was nice they kept Wano's part in it too. So it was very interesting. Lone Fox says we love OT7 moments. Bless, as you know too. I always love it too. So that was an interesting surprise. Yeah. Joey says, I feel like Honey lost in the wrestling because I thought I saw him with a face so surprised with dirt on his shirt and sitting on the ground. I do remember that as well. I do remember that as well. But I mean, I want to assume they do many matches. So I want to assume he probably won some and lost some, right? Maybe. And same with Minhyuk. I want to assume he lost some and won some too. But that's a cliffhanger until we can see that next Saturday. Lulu says it's great to see Wano with black hair. I'm the same, but it's a sign of military service coming. Yeah. I mean, but we know it's coming for Wano for sure. I still don't know if he's really born in 1993, but he should be going anytime now. And so I do wonder if this Obsession album will be his last one before enlisting. It probably is. But excuse me. But here's the thing with K-pop singers, it depends because I have seen some K-pop singers where they dye their hair crazy color, like bleach it all the way and dye it a crazy color because it's their last time to do crazy hair before they go to the military. So, but then once they enlist in the military, then they dye it black and then shave it off, as you guys know. So it depends. So we don't really know if it really means he's going to go to the military soon. But of course he is going to go to the military soon. But we can never know with their hair. Like usually, I think I remember that usually K-pop singers they go all crazy with their hair and then they shave it off when it's their military service. So we don't know. With Shanu's case, I mean, he always has dark hair because he does not look good in bright hair. We know this. So yeah, he always had dark hair. So we like never knew when he would join the military. But yeah, so we don't really know. Based with Wano having black hair, we're not very sure. But I do assume it will be soon. Yeah. Lulu says Monday Fashion tweeted he was wearing a Tom Ford hoodie that's $1,500. We know Wano is so rich. We know this. And also so interesting why he's wearing lots of Tom Ford things. I really wonder why. But also, I did not know Tom Ford also makes hoodies because that hoodie looks so plain, but it's from a luxury brand and it costs $1,500. So just so crazy to me. But he's very rich. We know this. So good for you, Wano. You spend your money the way you want. All good. Cherry says Wano is very confident this time. Yeah. Yeah, it makes me think because he probably knows something that we don't know. That maybe he already knows that there's a very good chance he's gonna win. Otherwise, why would he mention that? So I really he's never done this before, as you guys know, never and ever done this before. So yeah, I do think that's interesting. So we'll wait and see if we do get to see Wano's first win on a music show. We would all love it as always, right? So we'll wait and see. Cherry says Wano is. Oh, sorry, I already read that. Oh my gosh. Lulu says another MX member is featured in Wano's new single. What? Why do you say that? No, I don't think so. Wait, why do you say that? No, I feel pretty sure it's not gonna happen. Why do you say that, Lulu? Cherry says Wano has been saying that he really likes this new song. Yes, if he really likes it, I want to assume we're really gonna like it too. I'm very excited for it. Eye on You. I assume it's gonna be the title song. Yeah, cannot wait for it. Lulu says, when I watched Rush Hour, it was such a banger. I knew it would win. I know it's such a banger. I really like it. But here's the thing, I thought Gambler was going to win. I thought Gambler was amazing, but it didn't win. But then it didn't win because it was such high competition. So, yeah, but anyways, Lulu, thanks for the positive vibe for it. But I was thinking like Rush Hour still had harsh competition, but thankfully they won more than the other competition. Thank goodness. So it was also luck. It was also very, very lucky for Rush Hour as well. But I'm very happy it won. Yeah. Um, Cherry says, I did like Hotel de Luna. The story is very deep. And you have subtitles in Netflix. Oh my gosh. Netflix Korea. Like, I understand I'm in Korea. They think I don't need the English subtitles. I understand. But the things they talk about in Hotel de Luna, I cannot understand them half the time. I'm so sorry. I just missed Monster X time. Oh my gosh. Just want to show that. I missed it by 1 minute. It's okay. So, anyways, Hotel de Luna, because they talk about like some in the past, like some olden times, and then the legend. Like I don't really understand what is it with the sword and the tree. I didn't understand that part because I didn't have English subtitles. But even reading it in Korean, I'm like, that is so complicated. I have no idea what's happening with that. So, but anyways, when I keep watching, like I try to get from the context of the story, like what exactly is going on. So I feel like I get the sense of the whole story, like why that guy is there. The lead guy, why he's there. I don't want to spoil anything, but I understand why he's there. Um, but but then yeah, I couldn't keep watching it because it gets more and more scary. Like the you guys, Cherry knows what I'm talking about if you've seen Hotel de Luna. So I cannot watch it anymore. And yeah, even with no English subtitles, I'm like, yeah, I don't think I could finish it. But I'm glad it's a good drama. But yeah, it's just too scary for me. Yeah. Lulu says she watched Hellbound, and I've become a huge fan of Yu Yin. Yu Yin is a very good actor. Yeah. Probably too scary for me. Okay, I wonder if they will ever release Shonyu's episode of Kwedam. Yeah, I know. So first off, a drama called Hellbound that already sounds scary to me. But Yu Yin is a great actor. I do agree with you. But yeah, I as you know, if Hotel de Luna is too scary for me, I want to assume that one is too scary for me too. So it's all good. I'm not going to watch it. But also, we've talked about it before. We don't know when Chonu's episode of Kwaedam is going to come out. I wonder if that's going to be in the dungeon forever because it's been almost a year. Actually, let's say half a year. It's been half a year, and yeah, I don't know what's going on with it. We all don't know. They never even announced why it's not coming out. So that's a yeah. I don't know. Mm, yeah, when it's not pertaining to what I'm talking about, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna yeah, that's a weird yeah, I don't okay, anyways, just saw a weird comment, but I just got rid of it. So anyways, Joey says, she is ready for Wano's enlistment. I think. I hope so. Yeah. Um, guys, I've mentioned this before. Okay, so I did a live on that day when Shanu got enlisted to the military. I don't know if you guys joined me on that live, but I was sad. I was sad, but I didn't cry because I love Shanu. You guys know this. I love all the guys, but I rarely cry about them. But the thing is, like Shanu, the only time when I cried about him was that it was Minhyun's Volkship show, and it was the day before Shanu enlisted, and the last song they played on Volkship show was his OST. I'll be there. And I was like, how dare you, Minho? Because I was in such a good mood because it was such a fun, happy Volkship show episode. And then all of a sudden he says, the last song we're gonna play is by Shanu, I'll always be there. And I was like, like I could not stop crying the whole entire time. I'm like tearing up thinking about it. It was just like out of nowhere. And then he's like dropped this bomb, like the bomb on us. So that was the only time I've ever cried about Shawnee's enlistment, especially because it was like the day before. So I feel like for every member, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna cry every time they go enlist in the military. But here's the thing, as you guys know, Gion is my bias, right? So for Gion, every even when I think about it, I'm like trying to control myself right now. Even when I think about it, or like when I write it into to him in a letter, it's like, I know you're gonna go to the military soon. Like the tears already fell, like without me knowing, and then the tear just falls. I'm just like, how am I gonna survive when he really goes and lists to the military? Because just even me thinking about it or writing it about it to him in a letter, the tear already fell. So I'm just like, I'm gonna be a huge mess when Gion enlists in the military. So I just want to warn you guys about that. But for the rest of the guys, I'm pretty sure I'll cry, but I'll definitely cry the most for Gion. And then yeah, for the other guys enlistment, like we know it's gonna happen. Like I always think like I can prepare myself, I'm not gonna cry. But when it actually happens, the tears just come out of nowhere. And that just happens because we love them so much. Okay. We can never control it, especially when it's happening on the day of. And so it's okay to cry. That's basically what I want to say. As much as we can prepare for it and we know it's coming, no matter what, we're gonna cry. Okay. When Gian enlists to the military, of course I'm gonna do a live, but I'm gonna be crying the whole entire time. Okay. So I hope you guys are ready and will comfort each other as always. Yeah, so it's gonna be tough. We know this is gonna happen, but it's okay to cry. I think that's the way of us just to like release that emotion anyway. So after Shanu enlisted in the military, I never cried about him again, which is okay. I think maybe if like he does a surprise appearance or surprise like notice for us, I don't know. If ever he does something like a surprise to us, then that might make me cry. But ever since he enlisted, I haven't cried about him again. But I'm always waiting for him if ever he could write us a message or show something to us. But we'll talk about Shanu another time because I still have to talk to my Korean friend about it as to what she thinks about Shanu's situation, and then we'll talk about that for next tea chatting time, whenever that will be. Um, Stephanie says, I was looking for 18 again, but apparently is not available in Sweden. Excuse me. I'm sorry if you hear me. Oh my gosh, I need to drink my okay. Yeah. I don't know why it wouldn't be available in other countries. Like there's nothing bad about 18 again. It's like not R-rated. It's like totally like a fun, cute story. Nothing inappropriate about it. But maybe it's not in your country in Sweden because there's no Swedish subtitles. But don't most Swedish people know English though? Okay, anyways, I don't know what Netflix is for other countries, but anytime you can see 18 again, whenever you guys can find it, I really recommend it. 18 again is a really great drama. hmm Stephanie says she can't find it on Netflix or Viki. I'm so sad to hear that. Ah, okay, so just whenever you can find it, I don't know when, but I really recommend 18 again. I mean, I hope you can watch it one day. It's just a really touching story, but also really funny. Like it's just touching and funny. It's just really nice. Yeah. Cherry says Hotel de Luna unfolds slowly as the episodes go on. I assume that. I assume that, but they always have something scary in every episode. You know this, Cherry. And so I always think like, is it okay if I just skip the scary part? But then sometimes they have things that comes out of nowhere that scares you. And I'm just like, I can't handle this. So yeah, sadly it's not for me. Yeah, but maybe I'll just read the summary, but I don't think I could ever watch it, which makes me so sad, but it's okay. Joey says, I saw Hotel de Luna as well. It's a good one. I have our beloved Summer listed on her Netflix, but still can't find time to watch it. All good. I hopefully will have time to watch. I sure hope so. I think I will. But yeah, so good to know. Thank you for your take on it. Lulu says you can use VPN and watch Netflix in another country. In Canada, all Korean dramas have subtitles. Can you be quiet? So then Stephanie, maybe you could try that for you. VPN Netflix to Canada, and maybe I should change my VPN to Canada. I'll see. I'll see. But for now, I'm still okay to watch some dramas with Korean subtitles. It's still okay for me. But yeah, but at least I know for you guys get English subtitles. So whatever drama I say, at least you guys can watch it. That's good enough for me. It's all good. Cherry says, I think weenies are prepared for the announcement, but ready will never be ready. Exactly what I'm saying, Cherry. Exactly what I'm saying. Yeah. But then let's try to think of the positive. It's like only a year and a half. Like before, military service used to be 3 years, guys. I know it used to be 3 years, but then they shortened it as times went on. Thank goodness, as they should, because there's like I do wonder why you have to why they make them serve the military for so long. Like, I just wonder, like, are they like low staff? But then there's many men in Korea, I assume. But then I don't know, I just always, but anyways, it used to be 3 years, and then now it's cut down to like 1.5 years, so it could be worse. All right, 1.5 years, that's really, it's okay. So that's why I just try to think of the best about it, that we can handle it. Lulu says, I wonder if Brother Sue or Tongwan will cut Wano's hair. Oh my gosh. Let's not think about that. That's gonna be so emotional. Too emotional. But hey, actually, Wano's younger brother, I'm pretty sure he already enlisted in the military. I'm sure he finished it. Maybe his younger brother would cut his hair. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, but maybe it could be one of his choreographer or songwriting bro. Yeah, but let's not think about that. That, like, it's gonna make me too emotional. Cherry says, weenies get desperate when Wano goes quiet for a while. I feel you. Yeah, don't know how the fandom is going to survive. I think there will be a lot of teary tweets. 100% right. 100% right. Just like how Wano is a sensitive guy, his fans, of course, like him, were very sensitive too. And so yeah, as you guys know, I cried for like a month after Wano left Monster X. Even though he's not my bias, I still love all the members the same. And like it just broke my heart. Yeah, after he left Monster X. So yeah, so I'm sure I'm not gonna cry as much as when he left Monster X, but I'll still, of course, cry when he enlists. Yeah, so yeah, all we can do is just prepare for that. It's okay to cry. Let's just cry it out and comfort each other. And then it's just gonna be how we feel about Shawnee these days. It's like, yeah, we know we're not seeing him for a while, but we still think about him, and we hope to see him every so often. But for sure, Weenie's, probably like dealing with it worse than Shawnee bias fans. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. We're all the same. We're all the same. So yeah, so one day at a time, yeah, until they announce these things. Joey says everything in her Netflix has English subtitles. Get out of here. And some even have English dubs. Get out of here. That's so interesting. It depends on your country. So interesting. Thank you for letting me know. Sherry says, I'm hoping MX will be there for one. I will always be hoping that. But I think if Wano enlists before the contract expires, I assume MX won't be able to see him off. But if the contract expires, they're all free birds, and then they enlist in the military, I really want to assume then we can see them, like, hang out and seeing them off at the military. But that's hopeful, wishful thinking, as we know. So let's wait until we see more things progress about what exactly their career and military status will be. Lulu says, not like Highline wants to allow new weenie fan recruitment. That's right. They still have not announced it. Today's January 30th, but it's gonna expire in a few days from now. Yep. Yep. So I don't know what's gonna happen either, but yeah, we'll see about that later. Cherry says she's missing an MX album on Spotify. Weird. Weird. Is it because they don't allow it in your country, or weird? But also, I don't have Spotify in Korea, but that's weird. Cherry says, I think it's the clan part too. That's weird. I'm pretty sure none of the Korean albums have like what's the word? Like any like swear word in it. Only the English album has a swear word in it, but weird. Okay, weird. Lone Fox says, I just read the plot of Our Beloved Summer, ex-lovers who broke up with a promise to never meet again. Okay. Okay, that's the summary. Well, everyone loves it. I keep seeing like so many good reviews about it. For some reason, Minhyuk doesn't like it. I don't know why either. I'll definitely still check it out. I'll definitely check it out, and I'll let you guys know honestly what I think about it whenever we get that Netflix chatting live ready, when I'm able to do it. Sylvia says, off topic, but I recently watched TVN's Mama the Idol. I seen some of the clips on YouTube. Thank you. I welcome off topics. No worries. She said she cried. You cried listening to Wonder Girls Sunya singing to Yuna's Waiting, because I thought missed the second generation idols performing. Then I realized the reason I cried is because Minhyuk recommended that song on Shonueo episode 1. Get out of here. I totally don't remember the songs. Yeah, the Minhyuk I totally don't remember him recommending that in Shonueo. Why can't I remember that? But that's a fitting song because we're waiting for Shonu until he comes back. And of course, Sylvia, your Shonu bias that made you cry. Of course it did. Okay, and also missing Wonder Girls Eyes. And I thought was so cool to see these K-pop singers. They used to be like super popular back in the day, but now they're moms, and then they're able to still perform, like, because they still have it in them. They're always able to do K-pops. They're all great singers and great dancers. Even if you become a mom, you still have it in you. So it's just I feel like I really admire that Korean broadcast stations, they're actually okay showing shows like that, because there's always this stigma that K-pop singers can never get married, they can never have kids, like, otherwise it's going to ruin your career. Like, sadly, these singers, like, they became married or got kids when they were no longer that famous anymore, and so they felt like, yeah, it was the right time for them to go ahead and live like a normal life. But then it turned out, like, even after they got married and have kids, they can still, be kind of popular. And now they're popular because they're a mom in some sense. And being a K-pop star, it's just really nice. Just like no one's career is really over, even after you get married and have kids. And that's why I, of course, will be hoping for MX guys. They will get married and have kids one day, because we all know they eventually want to get that. I assume so. I mean, Minhyuk always says how he wants to have kids one day. Yeah, yeah. So, anyways, just gives me like some hope in the sense that maybe it's kind of changing a bit, that that Korea is finally accepting that K-pop singers can get married and have kids, and it's totally okay. I really hope so. So, we'll see. But anyways, yeah. Thank you for mentioning that, Mama the Idols. It's just very nice to see. I agree as well. Stephanie says VPN apps are so expensive. I thought there are free ones. Are there no free ones out there? Okay, I don't know about that, but that sucks to hear. Sarah, first off, I thought you were already here. Wasn't mine bad? But then again, I don't remember your comments coming in recently. Sarah, yes, I did became live. I did this 2.5 hours ago. It's okay, Sarah. It was just random tea chatting things. I talked about Rolling Stones article, and then about SF9, and then about Knowing Brothers, and then about 10. And now I'm going to be ending soon. It's okay, Sarah. I know I hated that YouTube notification does not notify you guys. I don't know why, but in future lives that are more important, of course, I'll tweet about it. And then I need to get a system going on to really get you guys to know. I don't know. It's just YouTube is just a mess. I don't know what's going on. But welcome, Sarah. Even at the ending of this live, just welcome as always. And she says, hi, everyone. Hi again to you. Cherry says, if MX and Wano leave Starship or Highline, we should have a we should have a full-blown celebration. Girlfriend, thank you for reminding me about that. Like, I'm not thinking about it right now because I really am not sure, are they really going to leave this company? But girls, I assume we're all girls here. Guys, or guys. Yeah, guys is more neutral. Anyways, guys, when the day comes when they announce they left Starship and Highline, I'm gonna have the biggest celebration YouTube live I'm ever gonna do. Like, even bigger than any of their birthday parties. Oh my gosh. First off, I'm most likely gonna cry. Oh my gosh. I just can't. I don't really want to imagine it right now, because we still don't know if it's really gonna happen. But Cherry, you got that right. It's gonna be the biggest celebration. Legit, even bigger than my birthday. I'm pretty sure it will be. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna lose my mind. Like, I'm already imagining it. I'm gonna lose my mind. Okay, so okay, so let's not be excited. I can't think about it right now because we still don't really know if it's gonna happen. But Cherry, for real, like the biggest celebration I'm ever gonna do. All right, so get ready, guys. So I really hope it does happen, but I don't want expectations yet. But yeah, just FYI, I'm gonna celebrate it a lot with you guys. Yeah. Cherry says Spotify has all their albums except that one. I don't know what to say about that. Should we blame the USA company for that? Maybe. I always like to blame them about anything, but maybe. I don't know. That's really interesting. Lulu says, if Madonna can still have a career, so can they. Girlfriend, got that right. Madonna. Cher is like reaching 80 years old, and she's still doing concerts as far as I know. Okay, so Cher can do it. Madonna can do it. Even Britney Spears, who went through all those things, even Britney Spears can do it. Come on. Yeah, exactly. But in Korea, K-pop singers is a different story. But slowly, I think it seems like there are people at the end of it. They deserve to be happy. If they find someone they want to marry and have kids, that they should be able to do it, and it shouldn't affect their career. Yep. Sylvia says, I heard Mama the Idol's debut song. I think it's so good, in her opinion. I need to go listen to it. I didn't listen to it yet, but maybe I could play that in the next Mo One Hit Radio. Thank you for letting me know. I didn't even know they had a debut song, so I would love to hear it next time. Sarah says, oh, I missed a lot. Wow, I will watch the replay if available. Of course, this will be on replay. Of course, it will be on replay. So you can watch this right after I finish this. So don't worry about that. Yeah, so this is not like a private one. This will still be public. And the SF9T I gave, I feel it's appropriate. And I don't think anyone will come after me. So no worries. Yeah, you'll be able to see it right after this replay. Sorry, right after I end this, you can watch the replay. Cherry says, if they announce they are leaving Starship and Highline, I'll buy myself cake and wine just to celebrate. Cherry, you read my mind. I mean, most of you guys do share the same brainwaves with me, but me and Cherry, we're okay, Cherry. Just FYI, Cherry. If ever we meet each other, I remember I mentioned this to you before, Cherry, that whenever we can meet each other, I don't know when or where, but we have to drink makgeolli together. Do you remember me telling you this, Cherry? One of these days, we'll have a drink makgeolli together. But FYI, I do not drink alcohol a lot. So I think I mentioned this before. I don't turn red, but I get drunk very easily. Just like one vodka shot and I'm done. Okay. So, anyways, I always was wondering if one day for a tea chatting time, I should drink like a glass of wine or like a cup of beer. I always wonder that because, it's gossiping. It's like, isn't it more appropriate I should drink alcohol? But I'm always worried because, I get drunk very easily. What if I say something that would get me in trouble? But then again, I could just make the video on private. But, I just really want to be careful. Just like how K-pop singers are. We all have to be careful if we're drinking, especially live streaming. I mean, we know what happened with other celebrities, like have to be, but I'm pretty sure if it's only like a small amount that anyways, Cherry mentioning that if Monster X and Wano leave their company, I have to celebrate it with alcohol. I think I have to. Okay, like I want to believe like there's nothing I can say except only good things. Also, we could talk so badly about Starship and Highline like no other. Like no one's gonna come after us, and we can enjoy alcohol together. And you guys can see me drinking alcohol live, but I'm not gonna get drunk. Like I feel pretty sure. I'm gonna be able to control myself. But I was also thinking that when I was thinking about the big celebration live, I would do if they leave the company. Like I really would love to drink alcohol. So Cherry as well, get your wine ready. I don't know what alcohol I should drink. Should I just get a makgeolli so I could show you guys some makgeolli things? Yeah, from Korea. But anyways, yeah, but makgeolli is my favorite drink in Korea. That's why I mentioned it. But we'll see. Oh, FYI, can I just mention this randomly? Oh my gosh. Okay. Um, the wine that I am got from the Midnight Idol birthday party. Do you remember him like carrying this wine, but also they showed it on Midnight Idol? That wine, he showed it on Universe private messaging saying that he got this wine from a friend and he recommends it because it's super delicious. And so when I first saw that from his private messaging, I looked up that wine company and where I could buy it in Korea. But it's from overseas. I think it's from Turkey or Hungary. It's from some kind of European country. And to buy it in Korea, it costs like 50 US dollars for that one bottle. I'm like, I am, please don't recommend expensive things to us. Like, I don't know if he knew it was expensive because he got it as a gift, but I'm like, I'm not gonna pay $50 for one bottle of wine, especially because I'm the only one that's gonna drink it. Like, my mom, anyways, I'm the only one that would be able to drink it. And so I'm like, no, I'm not gonna buy it, especially not for $50. Okay, so anyways, I'm very curious about that wine because he says it's really delicious. But then, so on Midnight Idol, they decide to buy it for him as a gift. Midnight Idol or Naver now, as we know, they have lots of money, and so they were willing to buy a $50 wine bottle for him. Oh my gosh! But then also, if you guys saw that Midnight Idol show when Hui from Mama Mushi guest on it. I thought that was such an interesting show, by the way, but that's for next time. But anyways, I mentioned it because they talk about how on that day, Ian's birthday, and then he brought home that wine. Him, Gian finished it. I'm pretty sure Minhyuk didn't drink it because Minhyuk says he doesn't drink alcohol anymore. But they finished that bottle on that day that they got the wine bottle, and then they spent the rest of the night just talking and drinking wine. I'm like, what a nice birthday party to end with for Ian. I'm like, okay, but then Gian mentioned when he was entering Huiyin that he was like tired because they were spending all night talking and finished that bottle of wine. So I assume it's very delicious given they finished that bottle of wine. But another interesting thing they said. I'm so confused about them. So here's the thing. Huiyin, when she heard them say, they drank that wine and talked about all night and that's why they're tired. So she says to them, "Oh, are you guys good at drinking alcohol?" And then their answer to that, like, okay, here's the thing. Gian and I am, they usually talk about drinking kind of often. So I assume they've always been good at drinking. Okay. And so Huyin asked them that, are you good at drinking? And Gian answers saying like, oh, both of us, we don't drink often. Like we drink when it's the time to drink, like when I don't know, like when it's like a party or something when they have to drink, but they don't drink often. That's what he said. So like he didn't really answer her like, are we good drinkers? So he basically was kind of saying like we actually are not great drinkers because we don't drink often. So I'm so confused because this is the first time they ever said that they don't drink often. Because if you guys have followed Monster X for a long time, they usually say like, "Oh, I like to like when I want to relax, I want to go home and drink a beer." You know, so they usually say that often about drinking. And then when they, join, when they go eat dinner or something, they usually have like alcohol there. Like I want to assume they're not heavy drinkers, but then keep in mind, like I am always has like a bottle of whiskey in his like music his workshop when he where he makes his music. Like he always has um alcohol there. Anyways, I was just so shocked of them saying like, "Oh, we don't drink often," unless they're lying to Wheaton. I don't think so. Are they lying? But no, I feel pretty sure they drink often. But then nowadays maybe they stop drinking often. But then other things they start saying is that, oh yeah, but we don't drink often. But also they also said later on, like during the interview when they mentioned about alcohol again, is that they also mentioned how like I get drunk very easily. I'm like, this is the first time they ever said it, guys. I'm like, what is going on with them? So okay, so I don't know what happened. Okay, I don't know what happened, but I actually wanted this to happen where they stop drinking less no, sorry, where they drink less alcohol. Like of course it's okay to drink alcohol sometimes, but I always wish that they drink less alcohol because they usually mention kind of often that they drink a lot. Um I don't know. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Yeah. So just I just wanted to give that new info to you guys that they revealed on the last Midnight Idol. Yeah. So anyways, when we celebrate when they leave the company, hopefully that happens. You guys can see me drink some alcohol. Surely I can control myself. I usually can, like I can control it, but the thing is I do get drunk easily, but you know what? We have to celebrate it. Okay? So we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, just Cherry, thank you for mentioning it. Let's move on. I'm gonna go soon. So like guys, write your last ending comments and I'm gonna go soon. Okay. Um Sarah says, I would totally join that MX-10 free. I know from Starship Highline Celebration, please. I know that's how I want to title it. The free, like freedom, like celebration, independence from Starship Highline. Oh my gosh, guys. Oh my gosh. I know. Like, I'm glad to celebrate with you guys who, see the same way as I do. Like, we all can't wait for them to leave this company. And yeah, it's just gonna be a great celebration. Okay. Can't wait as well. Okay. And then Lulu says, Monbebes are going to trend on Twitter. Monster X are free for a month. They better now join in on that hashtag, of course. Oh my gosh, yeah, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy, but I hope it happens. I hope it happens. Sarah says idols should be able to still be idols because their talent doesn't disappear when they get into a relationship or start a family. I agree, but some fans are crazy, as you guys know. Like after you get married, like I still see tweets from Monbebe sometimes. It's like, don't think about marriage and like, don't ever mention that you want to start a family. Like I see them say these things all the time. And so those fans can go hit the road. Like I said, I hope those fans hit the road whenever MX guys decide to get married. We will have a celebrate. Of course, I will celebrate here with you guys whenever we hear news that they're gonna get married. But then sometimes sadly it comes with like, oh, they're getting married but have a kid on the way. That might happen. So I won't be super happy to hear that in all honesty, because I hate that that's kind of like the trend now. But I'll still be happy for them that they found someone that they want to marry. And surely, even though if they do have a baby on the way before getting married, that they really want to spend their life with this person. And yeah, and I'll still support them, of course, as long as they're not doing anything terrible. Yeah, I'll always support MX guys, no matter what they want to do. Cheer says, yes, I remember I have good genes. You go, girlfriend. She does not get drunk. Oh my gosh, girlfriend. I have never been drunk. Girlfriend, I'm so jealous. Okay, here's the thing. I don't know what kind of genes I have because my sister, my older sister, she can drink a lot and not get drunk. I'm like, and while with me, just one shot and I'm done, So yeah, I know. Even though, yeah, I just have weird genes, but I do not get red. So I'm glad that, I don't my body can like digest alcohol well, which is good. So FYI, if you turn red after drinking alcohol, you should not be drinking lots of alcohol. Okay, that's your body reaction saying they can't, absorb the alcohol, and then you could easily die. Okay, I'm sorry to say this, but you could. Okay, so if you do get red after drinking alcohol, please don't drink it a lot. Like you should be just like me, just one shot and then be done. Okay, but thankfully my body can digest alcohol well, and I have gotten drunk before. Of course I have my college days. As you guys can imagine, I had college days. I got drunk before. I'm not a weird drunk. Thankfully, I'm not, but I definitely it's not something that should be shown publicly. Of course not, but we'll see. Okay, whenever that celebration happens, of course I'm gonna break out the alcohol. We are gonna have a gosh darn party. Man, we'll see if we can do it this year. We'll see, guys. Okay. Um, Cherry says, yeah, you can just sip on a small amount, yes, of any kind of alcohol for one of the lies. And if something happens, just make it private. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, I'll be kind of sad if it is private because I'm sure some people will miss out on it and they want to see what happens. But for my safety, of course, and because I don't want it to go on the World Wide Web. Yeah, I could just make it private afterwards. So yeah, Cherry, I'll do that. Yeah, so it's all good. Sarah says, did you talk? Oh my gosh! I did not talk about it, but thank you for mentioning it, Sarah, as you would remind me about these things. Wano giving us 2 more Jeju vlogs because it definitely made my day seeing that news. Yes, I saw that news this morning. Okay, sorry, I was so excited. I saw that news this morning that there's going to be 2 more episodes of Jeju vlogs. It's going to come out tomorrow, which is technically the first day of Lunar New Year vacation, but then February 1st is the actual Lunar New Year. And I think that's when the second episode is coming out, if I remember correctly. But for the Lunar New Year long holiday we're experiencing right now, he's gifting us with 2 new Jeju vlogs. I thought for sure the Jeju vlogs was going to be over, but no, no, no. One, of course, he has 2 more in line for Lunar New. I just I love him so much. This is so sweet of him. Okay, just so sweet of him. So yeah, it also made my day too. I cannot wait to watch them during the Lunar New Year break. And of course, I'll come back later after those vlogs come out, and then we could talk about it then. Like, oh my gosh, how cute was he doing this? Blah blah blah. Okay, we have to talk about 10 afterwards. So after Lunar New Year celebration, I'll come back with a new live. But also, I think this should be the last one I do for January because tomorrow's January 31st. But there's nothing to talk about tomorrow. I'm pretty sure there's nothing to talk about, and I should finish my work. And so, anyways, it's the last time we're gonna see Shawnee for January, and then it's gonna change to February, which is Minhyuk, if you guys remember. So yeah, just showing last time for January, and also for this picture of Wano for January. So yeah, so the next time I see you guys will be for February, and then just lots of fun things we can talk about in that new live after Lunar New Year. Cherry says it really made me so happy. Oh yes, yeah, for the Jeju vlog, same. Cherry says MX and Wano are very expensive. We know that. Yep, we know that exactly. Lulu says yes, saw that message. So looking forward to his New Year's greetings. I'm the same. Cherry says MX finished the wine that I am God. Yes, they did. I know, but I mean, I guess the wine it looked like was maybe how much was it? Okay, so this bottle is 2 liters. Okay, so I think the wine is probably only this much. How much is that? Maybe like 400 milliliters, maybe. So yeah, so I assume, yeah, if it was only I am and Gion drinking it, then I think they were able to finish it, and I don't think they would get super drunk. And also because Gion gets very red when he drinks alcohol, so I think that amount of alcohol in that wine, I want to assume it's okay. Yeah, it's not super strong. I remember the percentage was like 5%, if I remember correctly, 5%. So I'm sure they were okay after drinking that. But then Gion said that he was tired, the day after because they didn't really sleep a lot and then drank all that wine. But yeah, but no, but they're okay, of course. Yeah. And so it was kind of nice. Yeah. But apparently they are not heavy drinkers. I'm still shocked and that they get drunk easily. Again, I'm very happy to hear that. In all honesty, if you turn red, which Minhyuk, Wano, and Gion does, if you turn red, you should not be drinking lots of alcohol. So if they really are saying the truth that they do not drink often, I'm gonna try and trust them. But this is the first time they ever are saying this. Okay, so I'm gonna trust them. They don't drink often, and so I want to believe they're taking very good care of their health. I always want to trust MX guys and Wano about this because I'm always worried about their health and COVID these days. So surely, yeah, they're doing okay. Mm, Sarah says one of those vlogs are pure happiness. I can't wait. Same girl, pure happiness. Can't say it any better. Yes. Cherry says drinking wine and talking sounds nice. Yes, doesn't it? Doesn't it? I will love it. And I wonder if you guys are drinking alcohol or whatever alcohol you want together with me, and one of you guys' comments will change a bit. I don't know. It would be interesting. I do remember Joey. Joey, if you're still here, but Joey mentioned how like she was commenting to me, but she was like kind of drunk. I remember that, but it was so funny. I was like, oh my god, she must be having a good time. So yeah, if one of these days we do a celebration and we could have alcohol involved, like drink responsibly. I want to assume you guys are of age to drink alcohol, right? So please, if you're a minor, please do not join us. But anyways, I do think that'll be very fun. But yeah, it has to be a big celebration, aka if they do not renew with Starship and Highline, we have to drink alcohol together. So yeah, get ready. Sarah says same, yeah, and Cherry says I used to do it with my best friend when she was here. So sweet. Okay, great. Stephanie says I don't really get drunk, so if we can ever go drink together, we can go all out, and I'll protect you from any weirdos. You're so sweet, Stephanie. Okay, yes. I would love to drink with any of you guys. Yeah, so I remember mentioning with Cherry, but if any of you guys, if ever we meet in person, who knows when or how, but I mean, we all will live very long lives. I sure hope so. So surely one of these days we get to meet in person. We'll love to drink with you guys. But of course, I'm not going to drink a lot. But if I do get drunk and you guys are good drinkers, you guys can protect me and help me for those things. I will love that, of course. So nice to hear that. Thank you, Stephanie. You're very sweet as always. Cherry says, you and me will protect Chrissy. You guys are too sweet as always. Thank you very much that I can rely on you guys so we could drink together and be safe together. You guys are too sweet. Okay, but I will make sure I don't get super drunk. Of course not. But you guys are sweet. Okay, thank you very much. Lulu says Gion was so considerate to Huiyin as she has anxiety issues. She was fidgeting, and Gion offered his plush hamster to hold, and she started to relax. I know. Okay, we know Gion is this kind of person. I mean, of course, I like what's the word? Okay. I'm just a weirdo. Okay, you guys know this. I'm a weirdo. Okay, so like yeah, so at the time, like Queen, yeah, compared to other guests that they interviewed, they were never as fidgety as her. Like she's like keeps rubbing the couch, and then she's like, like doing things like she obviously seemed nervous, and like she also said in the interview that she is very shy when meeting people for the first time. And so with Gion and I am, that was their first time meeting ever in person. I know, like doing an interview broadcast. First time ever in person. So of course, yeah, she's like kind of uncomfortable. She keeps like touching the couch. And so at that time, like I am what like laughed at it. Like I think he also wanted to try and make her comfortable. He's like, oh my god, you like keep touching the couch so often. So, like that made him giggle, and so he commented on it. And then Queen's like, yeah, I know, because like it's just my yeah, just me trying to deal, because I don't think she said she was nervous. She just said, yeah, I'm just doing this just cuz. And then Gian, being the nice guy that he is, which he always is, he's like, oh, do you want to like hold this doll, and like would that make you feel better? And she's like, yeah, it will make me feel better. It's like a comfort doll. And then that did make her feel better. At least she has something to like fidget with, kind of thing. And so yeah, anyways, Gian is always like that. So I mean, I'm not one to like fangirl over that. If you guys get what I mean, I really love Gian. Don't get me wrong, but that's not something I would fangirl over. Because the thing is, like, if I was in Gian's situation and I see someone acting like that, I would do the exact same thing that he did. Like, oh my gosh, do you want to like have this? Would this make you feel better? But for me personally, I would recommend other things because like I don't know that person very well. So I wonder if like is there other things I could do to make you feel comfortable? So I would go more out of my way to make sure they can feel comfortable with me. But then he just offered that like right away and just assumed that would make her feel better. But it did make her feel better, which was very nice. And so anyways, I don't know. I just think that's just normal. It's just a normal thing. And like, we always know that Gion is a very, very considerate, nice person, as we know. So yeah, that's it. I didn't think much about it. So hope no one gets me the wrong way. But like I do see many fans who think that's so sweet of him. But I'm like, isn't that normal to do? You know what I mean? So just my personal opinion. You don't have to agree with me, but let's move on. So that's why I'm not really reacting very strongly to it. So okay, let's move on. So Cherry says, I don't think they drink a lot because they have a busy schedule. That's the thing, Cherry. They mentioned before, like when they're so busy and they need to relax, they say that they need to drink alcohol or like a beer or something to relax. And then if you remember, like Juhani said in a USA interview that the day before their schedule, he admitted that he drank a lot of beer. And he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I just had to drink a lot of beer." And I want to assume because they were so busy during that time in the USA schedule that he wanted to kind of relax himself, and so he drank a lot of beer the nights before. But I found at least he admitted to it, was actually very brave of him. I appreciate that about him. But I do believe that's why they drink alcohol a lot. And so that's why, when I heard that response from Honey, I'm like, yeah, I know they say that often. But then suddenly Gian and I am saying, no, we don't drink often, and we're actually weak to alcohol. And I'm like, you guys have never said this before. What happened? So I don't know, maybe they're now trying to be more honest with themselves. Like maybe in the past they wanted to show that they are good drinkers, because it's kind of a Korean thing. It's like, to show that you're a good drinker is kind of like manly. Maybe they want to like show that kind of image. Maybe because they always kind of make fun of Minhyuk for not being able to drink often. Do you guys remember that? Like they would not really make fun of him. They'd be like, oh, Minhyuk, like, yeah, he can't drink, but we can drink. Like they will always like mention things like that, kind of like, don't, Minhyuk is like, he's kind of weak, like kind of like a weak kind of person to alcohol. But then now finally, for the first time, they're saying, oh, we're actually kind of weak to alcohol and we don't drink often. Something happened. I don't know. Are they watching me? I don't know. Like, it's just so weird because I mentioned recently, like, how I wish they drink less alcohol, but because I'm worried about them. But Yeah, just was very, very weird when I heard them respond like that at Queen's interview. So, yeah, but that's what they say, and we'll see if that continues. I'll keep noticing and hearing what else they say, and if they mention alcohol again, I'll let you guys know if really they're real about it. Um, Cherry said maybe once a week. Who knows? Yeah, once a week. I think that's okay. Personally, for me, I feel like once a month is better. Like alcohol really does nothing for your body. Okay, just just that feeling, to celebrate, like how we will do if ever we have a big celebration. But like once a month, I feel like that's already like big enough, because alcohol really does nothing good for your body. So, anyways, I still will look forward to when we can all drink together, but of course not often. Yeah. Um Joey says, I think I have always been that kind of friend who always carries their drunk friend after a night of drinking. Isn't that so embarrassing? Like, okay, I wish I could tell you guys some of my drunken college stories. Like, of course I've thrown up before, okay? So that's like to the extent of how drunk I've gone before. I have thrown up before, okay? Which is not fun, all right? But that does not stop me from drinking alcohol, of course. It was just like one of the things that happened because you have too much alcohol in you and you have to throw it up. This is what I'm saying. Alcohol is never good for you. Okay. Your body wants to get rid of the alcohol from entering your body. And so yeah, that's why I still think once a week is not very good. So for MX guys, I don't know, maybe if they really can't handle alcohol well, but still once a month most is what I think is. Anyways, yeah, I've thrown up before. I've never blacked out. Like, I would forget some memories, but I've never had a blackout, which I'm very thankful for. But still, I'm not in like my right mind. And then, having someone take care of me, I'm just like, I don't know, it just doesn't make me feel good. But anyways, yeah, but I never want to get that drunk again. It was just a few times when I was really, really young, just trying out alcohol for the first time. I'm done with those days. I do not want to experience it again. So yeah, guys. Drinking is not that fun. Go ahead and experience it until you throw up. That's up to you, but that's not healthy. But in general, yeah, drinking responsibly, and when you're a lot older, just drink it elegantly and like maturely, yeah, and like for special occasions. So yeah, I need to go soon. Okay, it's almost 6 p.m. here. Okay, I'm gonna go as quickly as possible. Ending comments, guys, and I'm gonna go. Um where was I? uh where was I? Oh my gosh, now I just realized we have lots of comments to read, but I'm gonna go quickly, guys. Okay. Okay, Cherry says, at Joey, I would be that friend too, but I have a small group of friends. Oh, sorry, I thought Stephanie said that, but Joey said that to me. Did I say Okay, whatever. Joey. Okay, yeah, still, it would make me feel bad if you're taking care of me when I'm the drunk one. Okay, so Joey, but still, thank you for being there for me if you can. So Cherry says, I would be that friend too, but I have a small group of friends and we just like to stay up all night, drink and talk. That's great. That's what I like to do too. And Cherry says, so we just do it at her place. That's the best. That's what I like to do as well. Yeah. Sarah says, please, I'm waiting for the day Minhyuk will have his own kids. I know that man loves kids so much. He deserves to experience that freely. I agree. I'm sure Minhyuk is always waiting for when he can have kids. He's still young. He's international age third Korean age 30, but his international age is 28. He's still young. He still has time to have kids and grow old with them. But I do wonder when, because he's a K-pop singer. But yeah, I will love to see when he has kids and he's gonna love them so much, which is so adorable. Sylvia says, speaking about MX getting married, I had a dream last week seeing news that Shonu got married and a kid on the way. I got a shock and immediately woke up. We get strange dreams all the time. Actually, I have some stories to say for More One Hit Radio about dreams that we should talk about for More One Hit Radio. So save that for next time. Okay, I won't talk about it here, but I also get weird dreams too about MX. We'll talk about that next time, all right? But thank you for sharing this funny story though. And surely that won't happen. I mean, actually, it might happen. Okay, Shonu will fall in love with someone one day. He will just get married, but then surely he'll tell the fans, "Hey, I want to share this great news with you guys. I'm getting married, and we do have a kid on the way." Again, I wish he gets married first and then the kid after, but you guys know the trend these days. But anyways, I'm sure we'll be happy. But hopefully, the MX guys do it properly when they announce when they're dating, getting married, having kids. I really hope they do it correctly, and we'll just wait and see when those happy days come. And surely we'll not be disappointed. I sure hope not. Like, you have to do it properly, but I want to believe it'll be fine. Cherry says, any MX kids, we would dote on them. 100%. I can't imagine. I can't imagine how adorable their kids would be, right? Oh my gosh. Adorable. Joey says, it's not that I don't get drunk. Okay, she did have those moments. I just know when I can and should not reach my limit. Right. I'm like that too. Yes, I'm like that too. But but sometimes I didn't know how much I was drinking, and then it goes, but as always, I think we're all at the age where we know how to drink responsibly. That's all that matters. And so I trust you guys. Yes. Cherry says, I don't think we would be that shocked. Okay, about that shocked about Shaw New News. Right, got you. And then Sarah says, totally got you guys. Yeah. Cherry says, is it weird that I can drink a lot and have never found my alcohol limit? I don't know what to say about that. Cherry, that's amazing. I don't know what to say about that. Because alcohol really does affect your body negatively. But Cherry, your genes and your body must be amazing to combat alcohol. And I think that's a blessing. Okay, that's a blessing, but definitely don't take advantage of it, because no matter what, alcohol does affect your body negatively, but you just never feel it for some reason. But it will affect you in the long run. So definitely be careful. That's a good point. Yeah, be careful. Just drink minimally. You should still drink minimally, but that's okay to never get drunk. I think that's a blessing, but still know that alcohol is bad for your body, and limit it, and you're all good. Yeah. Cherry says, can't wait for MX and 10 to date, get married, and have kids. Same. It's gonna be great. I mean, I talked about it before. Like, I'll be honest, it will make me distant from Gion whenever he marries someone. Given he's my ultimate bias, it's gonna be an awkward thing to deal with when he gets married, but also when I get married. But that's a conversation for another time. Whenever he gets married, I'll get more deep into it, or when I get married, but that'll be another conversation for another time. But whenever the other members get married and have kids, I'm gonna have no issue, of course. And so I will still love them just the same. Cherry says, but Wano isn't really interested in getting married yet. He rarely talks about it. And I think he has no interest in it. And that's okay if he's really not interested in it. And that's a conversation for another time. Cherry says, I just hope they all find love. Same. I mean, I know they love Monbibis so much, and I really love the love that they give to us. Monbibis is really, really sweet. But let's be real, we all want to get married, date, and have kids one day. Okay, actually, for me personally, I don't know if I want to have kids, but it depends on who I marry. I don't want to think about it right now, but I don't have a strong desire like how Minhyuk does. That's all I'm saying. But anyways, I want to believe all of us do want to get married, but I'd rather stay single forever than marry the wrong person. So I'm still not sure will I ever get married. But I want to believe, everyone is like that. Even MX guys, they want to eventually do get married. Like, Wano doesn't talk about it a lot, but eventually he probably does. But yeah. So I want to believe they all are thinking about it, and one day will happen. Yeah. Sherry says, oh, sorry, I already read that. Hope they all find love, and I agree. I hope they all find love. Sarah says, I don't drink, so I don't know. That's okay. You don't drink. You don't know your alcohol tolerance. You don't even need to drink. Okay. But you will join the celebration, and you don't have to drink, of course. Only drink if you want to, but never feel forced to, of course. So all good, Sarah. Joey says that is mostly our go-to now. Plus, given her age, it's a must now to control the alcohol. Exactly right. I think after you get to a certain age, like how we are now, yeah, that's again right. Okay. Sylvia says, yes, shocked, but at the same time expected. That's what I would say too. Yeah. Cherry says, yeah, but drinking with friends just feels so nice. I'm the same. Lulu says, Wano's June Jeju-fornia mukbang always seem to include abalone. Yes. I don't know if you know this, but in Korea, abalone is expensive. So eating abalone is like a special treat to give to you because it's expensive, but also I think most Koreans do like the taste of abalone. I don't know. I don't think I've ever met. Oh, I met someone who's allergic to abalone, but if you're allergic, of course, never eat it. But usually, yeah, I've been noticing that in Korea about abalone. So that made you curious about it, because Wano is rich and he wants to treat himself. He's eating abalone. Makes total sense. Yeah. Where did I leave off? Yeah, Cherry says at Sylvia, yes, and Cherry says at Lulu, didn't Wano say he doesn't like shrimp? I don't remember that, but in the Jeju vlogs, he said that he doesn't like crab. So he wasn't eating the crab, and he would his brother would say, oh, I'm gonna take out the crab. And he's like, yeah, so interesting. I didn't know that, but I also don't like crab. So I was like, I can't remember Wano ever mentioning he doesn't like crab until these Jeju vlogs. Yeah, it shocked me. Also, Gian mentioned recently he doesn't like crab either. And I was like, just so interesting. Yeah, I'm learning new things about them all the time. Their alcohol, and then now I realize two of them doesn't like crab. I could have sworn they talk about eating crab before. I could have sworn they did, but now I found out Wano and Gian, at least them two, they do not like crab. I know Shanky, but shrimp, I'm not sure about shrimp. Gian is not a fan of shrimp. I remember that. He's not a fan of it, but I think he does eat it. He does eat it, but he's not a fan of it. Yeah, that's all I remember. Yeah. Lulu says we all need to have a Zoom wine meeting. Shall we do that, guys? First off, I would love to see how you guys look like, but I wonder would that make things awkward. Sometimes I think would that make things awkward. Like, at least you guys know how I look like, but I need to show my face because I'm my business. So I'm representing my business. So I think you guys understand why I need to show my face. But then you guys don't have to show your faces, of course not. But I always do wonder if ever we see each other in person. I don't know. Wouldn't that be awkward? I don't know, but we'll think about it. We have a special Zoom meeting where it's like private. It's just only us gals, and like I don't have to worry about it. Doing a mistake on the World Wide Web. We'll see. We'll see one thing at a time. First off, we don't know they're gonna renew their contracts yet. So until then, I will plan what crazy party we're gonna do together, guys. Okay, I cannot wait. Of course. Cherry says he mostly ate abalone. I'm not surprised. Yes, he did. Sarah says knowing Wano filmed his New Year vlog during his Jeju trip just makes me go, he is too precious. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, he did. I did not realize that, Sarah. Get out of here. Oh my, yeah. He's so precious. We know this about him. He's the best. Okay. Cherry says, at Lulu, yes. And then Cherry says, at Sarah Wano is the sweetest. We always know this. Joey says, that is so true. That is why my friends and I love drinking at home. I'm the same as well. The home is the best. Yeah. Sarah says, knowing the behind of X-Girl recording was so nice. They really didn't know they recorded for the same track. I know. First off, why is Starship and Queen's agency, why would they keep it a secret from each other? It's so weird. Like Queen just listens to the company. Hey, you need to record this song. But he didn't tell her who is it for or why. She's just like, okay, I'll just do it. Isn't that crazy? And then Monster X recorded the song thinking it was only their own song, and then realized after it was released that it was featuring Queen from Mamamoo. I just feel like that's so shady. Isn't that so shady? So I thought it was very interesting. They spilled that tea, that both sides didn't know that they were collaborating on a song. But I think that's so shady. Why the company did that? But I enjoyed listening to the behind story. It was very nice, but still kind of weird. Yeah. Sarah says, Wano truly is the sweetest. Couldn't agree more. Cherry says, Gion giving Huiyin the hamster doll is the best strategy, actually. Acknowledging her anxiety would have made her more anxious and awkward. Of course. Right. Like, don't mention that, but like, just like, for me personally, I would have been asking like, oh, what can I do to make you feel comfortable? Is anything that I could do? But then, yeah, but he just, but to each your own. But I think I would also do the same thing. Like, maybe having this doll, because usually holding a doll does make it more comfortable, I assume. But anyways, I don't think it's like a big deal. I know, guys, I'm so weird. I know. Feel free to disagree, but I don't think it's such a big deal. That's how he reacted. I feel like that's what any person would do, right? Wouldn't you guys do the same? So like, I feel like why are we like giving Gion so much credit that he's doing something that a normal person would do? That's all I'm saying. But I of course appreciate him being the nice, considerate guy that he is, which he usually is. And also, someone just posted on Fan Cafe right now, and it's Minhyuk. First off, Minhyuk, I was just thinking, what exactly is he doing? Because he just wrote on Fan Cafe, but he just wrote here what he's doing today. So he says Hyogi, so that he's just referring to himself as Hyogi, but I don't know. Do fans call him that? But anyways, he's referring to himself as Hyogi, and he says, I'm going to my family house to rest. So today, given is Sunday, and we still have 3 more days of Lunar New Year day off in Korea. So he is going today to his family house to rest. Please, Minhyuk, did you take a test? I really hope you took a COVID test just to make sure he's really negative. And so he posted this picture. He's in the taxi. Oh, okay. So he's taking a taxi because, as you guys know, he doesn't have a driver's license. He says he just got in the taxi just now, just like right before. So he's most likely in the taxi right now, and that's why he's posting on Fan Cafe right now. And then the next comment he wrote is just ha ha ha. Okay, so we know Minhyuk. So before I read his Fan Cafe, I was thinking maybe he's not visiting his family house because he has to be in quarantine, maybe. But he's not. He is thankfully still negative. I assume negative. He's not sick, and then going to his family house to celebrate Lunar New Year. I'm still so happy they're celebrating Lunar New Year in Korea. Like I'm really glad they're not doing the tour right now. So yeah, it's really nice to see them. Even sharing with us, telling us what they're doing during this Lunar New Year holiday weekend. So yeah, I hope he has a great time with his family. And please, Minhyuk, please, I hope you got tested and that you're still negative. I want to assume he is. So he's like He has a bulletproof vest of some sort that COVID never wants to enter his body. I don't know what's going on, but I really hope he really still doesn't have COVID. Yeah. Where did I leave off? Yeah, ex girl. Yeah, yeah. Okay, and then oh yeah, and then Gian giving Huiyin the hamster doll. I know. I'm sorry that I'm not making it a big deal. I know it is nice, but I still feel like it's nothing special. He just did what any nice, considerate person should do, and so I'm glad that yeah, Gian did that. Lulu says practically every meal included abalone. Hyungwon is the shrimp lover. You're exactly right. Cherry says I guess we now know Wano likes to eat abalone. That's right. Now we know he's a fan of it. Yeah. Sarah says Minhyuk and Wano are very open about not drinking alcohol, and I really appreciate that. Like as a Korean man, if you're not good at drinking alcohol, it kind of what's the word? It kind of they not that they look down on you, but they just think that's kind of unusual because most Korean men do drink alcohol well. So I always felt that way with Gian and I am that the way they talk about alcohol, they always make it seem like yeah, I'm like a normal Korean guy that drinks alcohol well. Yeah, it's no big deal, you know. And then when they mention like Wano or Minyo, they're like yeah, but they can't drink alcohol. Like they don't talk badly about it, but they're just like they can't drink alcohol, but we can drink it okay. You know what I'm saying? They usually talk about it like that, but they say they actually don't drink alcohol often and that they get drunk easily. So they don't so that's why they don't drink often. I swear guys, this is the first time I've ever seen them ever talk this way. So I don't know what happened. If just suddenly they want to be honest about it, I guess. Because I wonder were they always like this, but now I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, yeah. So just always interesting. But yeah, the Minhyuk and Wano being open about not drinking alcohol, I really, really admire them for being that way. Since you know it's not really seen as a good thing that you are a Korean male that doesn't drink alcohol well, but they are like, we really don't want to drink alcohol. Like we have our reasons. I'm not good at drinking alcohol. They're like, I don't ever want to force myself to drink alcohol as well, which is really, really big deal. So I really admire them for that. So I give them more credit that they admit they don't drink alcohol well, and then now finally Gion and I am are admitting it. I don't know. It's just very interesting. Yeah. Jerry says, I mean, they are drinking less coffee, which I mentioned last time. I still think that's amazing too, which is making me more suspicious now. I know. Isn't that interesting? But FYI, Wano still drinks coffee. In his V line, he showed that he was drinking coffee, even though it was in the middle of the night. So he still drinks coffee, which is interesting. But the rest of the guys, we know Hyungwon, Gion, I am are drinking tea. But Juhani, I remember Juhani says he's starting to drink tea more too. Yeah, but I think Minhyuk still drinks coffee. I think so. Yeah. I know what's going on with them. I don't know, but they're doing things that I approve of, though. So I'm happy about these things, but it still makes me just very shocked. You know, like when Shanu suddenly became vegan, I was like, I wanted you to eat less meat, Shanu, but I didn't think it was gonna come out that you were gonna be vegan all of a sudden. It was yeah, it's just great. But you know what? I'm gonna hope that maybe my wishes are coming true. I don't know why, if they're watching my lives, but I don't know if they can even understand my English. So that's why I have doubts they're watching my lives. But whatever. I'm gonna take it as it is. And right now I'm still waiting for Hyungwon to eat more vegetables. I'll let you guys know if ever he says anything about that. Him eating more vegetables, and then for them to drink less Coca-Cola. That would be a more shocking thing if ever they drink less Coca-Cola, because they usually always drink it no matter what, especially being Pepsi spokesmodel. But yeah, so we'll wait on that. But for now, this alcohol thing is still very shocking to me. So we will wait and see. Cherry says 1 glass of red wine per day for women is good for their health. I heard about that. Excuse me. I heard about that, and I heard that it's both pros and cons about drinking red wine every day. So I'm not sure about that, but overall, red wine is not terrible for you compared to other alcohol. That's for sure. So yeah, but once a day, I'm still very hesitant about that. I don't know, but just as long as your body is okay with it. But for me personally, I don't think alcohol does well with my body since I get drunk so easily. So I'm not one to do that. But you know, there are other things that we can eat once a day that is more healthy for us than red wine, in my opinion, right? Right. So I don't think that's like the necessary thing to drink red wine often. So yeah, just my thing on it. I just know overall alcohol is not good for our health. So just everyone just do what's best for you, but be careful as always. Lulu says Wano did have that cocktail at the trendy Jeju bar. Yes, I was shocked about that. So he sometimes does drink, but I do see, he did turn red. He was most likely kind of buzzed, and that's why he was playing with the dog like that. But yeah, so every so often, of course, it's okay to drink a little bit, but definitely don't ever drink so much that you throw up. Okay, guys, it's not fun to throw up. Who wants to throw up? Okay, it's really not a good feeling. So just be careful whenever you drink alcohol. It's always minimum and not often. Yeah. Um, Cherry says his face got red so fast. Yes, he's one of those people that should not drink lots of alcohol. Yes, his body cannot process it well. Yes, yes. But and then Cherry says he was adorable. I'm glad you thought it was cute, and just the very rare times we see him buzzed after alcohol. Yeah. Joey says, "Oh no, buddy, LOL. Oh why? You seriously caught me red-handed at that time. I was already." I was already in the middle of my drinking. Then you started your live, but I still remember that night clearly. I think you said you were drinking. That's why I remember that. You're so funny because you said it. But yeah. But anyways, it was funny. I would like us to have a time in a safe space, of course, when we can enjoy some alcohol together and we just be free to do whatever. So maybe we should do a Zoom meeting at that time. But I'll think about it and then we'll see whenever we can have that kind of like girl chat, like drinking time. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Sarah says, I am and Gion were really interested about Huiyin being under Robbie's company. I thought that was so interesting too. Sarah, you and me, brainwaves. I really want to know what their future decision about the contract is. Yes, girlfriend. First off, on that day, they did the Huiyin interview, and then right after Huiyin, then they did the boyfriend interview. And as you guys know, boyfriend left Starship and then joined a new company and are doing everything on their own. And they seem so much happier as Gion and I am interview with them. They definitely seem so much happier. And I'm sure they must be thinking about it. They must be. Now, I am worried. Will they really pick a new company that really treats them better than Starship? I hope so. I hope so. But I wonder if they already have one in mind or if they're still thinking about it. But in my opinion, it would be the best if they can just make their own company so they could do whatever they want and not having to follow this upper management or whatever. Like they have to control everything. Like Queen, I admire that she decided to join Ravi's company and that Ravi is actually really good with how he manages and like does helps Queen about things. Like they commented on how they're building their own building right now. Like I don't know how rich Ravi is. I think that's really impressive. But like they're under construction, their new building, or maybe just a few floors in a building or something, and that they're making a workroom for Huiyin, like for her to make music and like sing in that studio or something. Like they're gonna be making a workroom for her, and then I am said, "Oh wow, the company is making you a workroom," and she's like, "Yeah," and then he was like, "Oh wow," because Starship has never done that for them, as you guys know. IM pays for his own workroom, and I thought that was actually normal that you have to pay for your own workroom, but Starship is not a great company. They didn't want to pay for his workroom or make one for him. And so, I'm pretty sure it's also the same thing for Jew Honey and Wano. I'm pretty sure. So, anyways, I thought that was like an interesting comment they made during that time, and I am reacting that way, like, oh, your company's making you a workroom. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, so I want to believe they're thinking a lot. They're gonna decide eventually. I don't know when, but I want to believe very soon. Hopefully we'll hear news about it soon. Lulu says it reminded of that scene in My Sassy Girl where the lead character who was really drunk says honey to the male lead and he became stuck with her because people thought he was her boyfriend. First off, I love that movie, My Sassy Girl, one of the best Korean movies out there. And I love that actress, Jun Ji-hyun. Yeah, Jun Ji-hyun. She's so pretty and so good at acting. But yes, that's right. Yeah. She said that while she was drunk and him trying to help her. Yeah, but I thought it was so cute. It was so nice. And yeah, yeah. Yeah. Stephanie says, I'm gonna have to leave now. It's all good because I need to leave now too. Why am I still not going yet? Okay, so bye, Stephanie. Hopefully see you next. And she says, I want to see if I can sleep a couple more hours since 3 hours really isn't enough. It should not be enough. So have a good sleep and hopefully see you next time. Stephanie says, bye, Chrissy. Wish you a good day. Thank you as always. Thank you for everything you sent. And then hopefully on More One Head Radio, I'll show everything and then we can talk more about it and then you'll be there too. Okay, good night and see you next time. Cherry says, Stephanie, good night, sweet dreams. Cherry says, I don't drink often, just once in a while. That is perfect, Cherry. That is perfect. I'm glad to hear that. Lulu says, maybe because crab is hard to eat. Lulu, Are you reading my mind? That's exactly why I don't like crab, because it's hard to eat. Yes. I mean, the taste of it is just okay. Like in my opinion, it's not like I super love it. Like not like salmon. Like I love eating salmon, but crab is like not to that extent. Like I can eat it and it doesn't taste bad, but because it's hard to eat, that makes me never want to eat. It's like, why would I order something when it's hard to eat and I just waste money on it, you know? So that's usually why I don't like eating crab. It's not that I can't eat it. I just don't like it. Yeah. And that's exactly what Lulu, you just read my mind. Jerry says, no, people may not notice someone having anxiety. And even if they notice, they feel too awkward to do anything. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so this is just me then. So this is me. I thought what Guillaume did was so normal because that's something I would do too. But then now you just made me realize that's actually not common that people would do that for each other. Are you kidding me? Interesting. Interesting. But yeah, for me, it's like I really like notice people a lot. I mean, based on how I talk about everything, as you guys know, I notice people a lot. And like if I ever I see them, like I want, anyways, me and Gian are kind of similar that way. So maybe that's why I like him so much. And so okay, so now I see why you guys are making it a big deal. Interesting. Interesting. But yeah, I thought it was normal. But anyways, more power, I mean more credit to Gian that he is like that person. Of course, I like him for that too. And also right now is Sean New time. Woot woot. And I need to go soon. Okay, so yeah, so yeah, I that's why I always like Gion, who's always like that. And so that's why I wasn't surprised. And I'm like, why is everyone making a big deal? Isn't that normal? We know he's always like this. But anyways, yeah, I'm glad that he did what he did. Yeah, of course I am. So, anyways, thank you, Cherry, for letting me know that's not common. I really thought it was common. So my bad on that. Yeah. So yeah, so thank you again. Sarah says Minhyuk is going to his family's house. Yes, he is. Glad for him. Yes, same, same. Joey says, all right, dear, let's rush this live. And yes, please do. Thank you so much. She says, thank you for a wonderful tea chatting time. See you again on your next live. Enjoy the rest of the day. Happy Lunar New Year and stay safe. Thank you as always, Joey, and also for helping me conclude this live. You too, guys. If you guys celebrate Lunar New Year or not, just have a wonderful weekend. Happy Lunar New Year. Wish you guys lots of luck. Okay, which is a Korean thing, also a Chinese thing to say. As you guys know, I'm half Chinese, Hong Kong, and Korean. So yeah, that's like a normal thing to say. Like, wish you lots of luck and good fortune and good wealth, wealth and health, and all the random things that we say. Like, just wishing you into this new year, which we usually say Lunar New Year. Just wish you lots of good things to happen to you, and that hopefully this pandemic will be over soon, and we can, I don't know, just make this world a better place. Like, there's so many bad things going on in the world. As you guys know, not only COVID, lots of bad things are happening, but let's hope things get better soon. All right, guys, stay safe, stay happy. Yeah, just take care and see you guys again next time. Thanks again, Joey. Cherry says, I hope Minhyuk enjoys his time with his family and eat delicious food. I really want to believe he will. He should. I hope so too. Sarah says, I hope they will all get to spend some time with their families. I agree, and I'm sure they will. Joey says, everyone too, take care and stay safe. You too, Joey. Until next time. Sarah says, Joey, you too. And Lulu says, drinking alone is a bad sign for some people. Oh, I mean, yeah, right. But sometimes I want to drink alcohol when I don't have people around. Like, I just want to taste it. Sometimes I kept it, but sometimes, yeah, I see what you mean though. Like, again, everyone drink responsibly. It's okay if you want to drink alone. There's nothing wrong with that. But always drink responsibly and never let alcohol take control of you. As you guys know, alcoholism is a real thing. But yeah, so just always be careful about alcohol. And yeah, it's short, like it should be used as like a good thing, but also just keep in mind it's a very dangerous thing. So that's why it's like playing with fire. Yeah, fire is a good thing. It keeps us warm and cooking things, but you still have to handle it carefully because it could kill you, So alcohol is the same thing. So I'm sure everyone knows that. And we will use alcohol to celebrate when it's a big celebration. And I can't wait for that. Okay. So until that time. Cherry at Joey with hearts, and then Christina. Christina, I'm shocked you're still here, guys. We all need to go to anyway. You guys need to go to sleep. Okay, Christina says, LOL, I left for a while and came back, and you're still streaming. I know. I've been doing this live for 3.5 hours, and I swear I'm gonna go soon. Okay, she says, girl, the dedication. And she says, you're awesome. It's not dedication. With you guys, I can talk for hours. I don't know why, but I love it. Okay, I love it, but I need to stop myself when I need to stop myself. So yes, I'm gonna go soon. But Christina, please go to sleep. Lulu as well. Y'all need to go to sleep. I'm going soon. Okay, so all good. Oh, let me deal with this comment. And okay, so we're almost done, guys. Cherry says, have a good evening, Chrissy. Hope you have a good Lunar New Year. I will, and thank you as well. Have a great weekend, whatever things you're going to do for the rest of this week, and we'll talk again soon. Sylvia says, stay safe. You too, Sylvia. I will respond to your any DMs. I really hope I can respond to as soon as possible, guys. I know the people who I haven't responded yet. We'll talk again very soon. Sylvia, thank you as always, and have a great Lunar New Year weekend. Lulu says, have a great day. Take care. All the same to you guys. Stay safe. Be happy. Be healthy. Have a great time with whatever you're doing in these next coming days. See you guys again in February. Sarah says, I'm glad I was here for the last part. I know, me too. I thought I was going to go right away after you joined in, Sarah, but turned out I just stayed for another hour. So all good. Glad to have talked with you about these things, and we'll talk again very, very soon. Yes, so for the last part, love chatting with you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe and healthy, everyone. I'm the same. Thank you again, Sarah. I'll wait a few more seconds just in case, because I know, I don't know why, but I realized while I'm doing a live that when you guys send in a comment, it doesn't show up immediately. Like, it shows up to me like a few seconds after. I don't know why. It's kind of weird. So yeah, I'm going to wait a few more seconds just in case. I'll get the last sip of my Choco banana. If you guys were not here, I bought it from a cafe that's called Shiba Inu Cafe. So they wrote for me here, a Shibu Day, I love you. I know, kind of interesting, but yeah, but thank you to the Shiba Inu Cafe for sending me a nice message. And Choco banana drink is not bad. Very, very rich chocolate. And then with the banana flavor. It's just very delicious. Yeah. Okay, these are definitely the last comments, and I'm gonna go. Okay. Sylvia says, Happy New Year to you too. Thank you so much. You too as well. Happy New Year to everyone. Happy Year of the Tiger. We'll talk more after the Lunar New Year and go into whatever things I have planned for that live. Sylvia says, thank you for sharing once again. No, it's nothing. I'm always glad to share my stories, but I always need to be careful when I feel it's appropriate or not. But thank you for listening, and you guys feedback as well, and what you guys thought about it. And until the next midnight or tea chatting time, whenever that happens, until next time. And Lulu says, Happy New Year. Thank you again, Lulu, and everyone else. Happy Lunar New Year. Have a great weekend and rest of the week. And I'll see you guys again next time. I'm going. Bye, bye, bye.